ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to Hims.
Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN. Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor. And we're going to just nosh.
And it is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on for your Tuesday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 edition of the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. We had fun yesterday at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. The gang all back together. It was an honor to be back on the air with Sedano, Cappy, producer Lindsay, and of course Big D. Oh no, Little D. No. Oh no, Young D.
We've got $150 in the room. We got $150, but we're looking for $250. We've got $250 over here. Now we're looking for $300. $300 over here. $300 over here. Now we've got $400. $400 over here. Now I'm looking for $500.
And it was an honor to raise so much money for the kids. Still auctions open. Bid now at 710-4CHLA.com. That's FORCHLA.com. We had fun, frivolity, and we're going to do it again, because that's what we do, Jack. The LA Afternoon Drive Takeover is on.
A Jerusalem cherry. He likes to lay the wood. Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer. Because you got to talk about sperm. I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Sedano and Cap, your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Beep, ba-da-ba-bum. Doom, da-da-da.
Ding, da da bum, ba da ba, pick a doom, da da bum, dig doom, da da bum, bing, ba da boom, ba be da ba, ba da ba, pick a doom, da da bum, bring it up, boom, ba da bum, ba be da ba, yeah, boom, ba da bum,
Keep going, Cappy.
I had to just do a little drum solo there, you know? Yo, I like that sweater you're wearing today. Take that off. Let me have that.
Yeah, you want it? It's Fabletics.
Yeah, let me get that.
Yeah.
Let me hold that.
It's actually very,
looks
soft. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks soft. Let me hold that for a little bit.
No, Cappy. You can afford your own clothing.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing.
You got big bucks, Cappy.
One thing I'm looking to buy right now, because I've heard John Ireland talk about it during the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
The new Austin Reeves shoes.
Yeah?
Yeah, like you should do that.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Well, wait a second.
I got plenty of shoes. I'm good.
I know you got plenty of shoes. But, you know, when LeBron compliments your shoes, the way Austin Reeves has been playing, maybe all of a sudden you're going to do a post-game interview with AR, and then you got some Austin Reeves on.
Yeah, I'm good, though.
Nice shoes, too. Oh, thank you.
I'm more of a Nike guy, Cappy.
Well, I understand, but I'm not brand loyal per se.
I mean, I am more brand loyal.
I am not brand loyal at all. I would be more loyal to the player and his shoe rather than the brand itself.
Yeah, like, you know, I could go like Adidas with like Donovan Mitchell or Ant-Man, but, you know, I chose not to because I like Nike.
Yeah, but why? Oh, so if Austin Reeves had a Nike, you'd get it, but because he doesn't have a Nike,
it would at least be in consideration. Like that, not every Nike shoe is something I like. Like Jason Tatum has Nike shoes. I don't necessarily love their style for me, so I have not purchased. Same thing with like Giannis or whatever. Like, so I just like Nike, but I look for shoes that I also like too. Like I'm not just buying some shoes.
Check out the Austin Reeves.
I already saw it. It's just not my cup of tea, Cappy. It's fine great for Austin.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
And for John Ireland, who sounds like he's doing an endorsement for it.
I'm going to get a pair of these. I'm getting a pair of these. Maybe these pink ones. I love it when all these players now, like Luka recently, has been wearing those like super bright pink shoes.
As in recently, you said yesterday.
Yeah, but like the last few games, he's been wearing like these super bright pink shoes.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I do. I've got one pair of like really obnoxious, ultra bright orange sneakers. Not put them on yet.
Okay.
Have not put them on yet. And I also got those brand new $2 sneakers that I broke out last week when you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
When Big Justice was in the house.
Are those Costco brand ones?
No. These are Skechers, dog. These are Skechers.
Oh, because you were saying the guys, the Costco guys or whatever.
No, the Costco guys were in.
I thought it was like what's that Costco brand?
Kirkland.
Kirkland. Do they make shoes?
No, but these are Skechers. But you know what?
They only make everything else. So I figured I'd ask.
If they did make shoes, they would have $2 bills on them, Cap.
I guess, but in this case, they only gave me 2 big booms on my $2 shoes. No, they didn't like them. They did not like them.
Yeah. Cappy.
Yep.
The Dodgers played today.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Did you
What's
watch
today?
any of it? Did you see
what
any
is
of the highlights?
What is today?
Laura was up. She's wearing her jersey right now.
Yeah.
She went to Cosm
Oh,
for the watch party.
Oh, wow. So at 3 a.m., they had a watch party. What happens with, like, liquor sales, though? I thought you can't sell any liquor in California after 2 a.m. How did that work? Was it, like, dry?
They probably had, you can get, like, usually you can get, like...
At all. I had coffee with Parker.
Yeah.
So we had coffee. The menu, though, was full in effect. Nachos. People were having fries, wings. But then I saw around a certain point that people were taking shots. So I don't know if there's
between 2 and 6, you cannot sell alcohol.
Okay, so
is it after 6?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, shots.
Because all the soccer fans, they go watch the pubs, right? They'll watch like the Premier League and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of action at those events.
So that's like 6 a.m., I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say, though, recommendation for Cosm because their food is actually really good.
Yeah.
But if, this continues to happen where they're going to have events that early, get a breakfast menu. I think it little finger food breakfast menu.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
Like some burritos, egg burritos or
something.
something. Yeah.
But do you feel like 3 a.m. is a breakfast time?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were doing some partying last night, but it wasn't. I wasn't like enticed to get the wings, and I love me the lemon pepper wings.
Yeah.
There.
First of all, breakfast food is very healthy for you for the most part. Even the unhealthy stuff is not as unhealthy as like.
You mean like chocolate chip banana pancakes is
right,
really
but
healthy?
It's not any less healthy than like a brownie ice cream pie or something you would get for dessert.
Okay.
He's talking about eggs. Those $20 eggs, Cappy.
Right.
Eggs.
Right. Those are
eggs,
cheap
bro.
nowadays. Yeah.
Vitaminas.
Hey, bro.
Shortage of eggs,
You'll love them huevos, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some huevos rancheros. Some chilaquiles.
Sí, chilaquiles.
Yeah.
Es muy bien.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing. Like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm actually not really sure what I'd want to eat. Would I want to have, like, some eggs and bacon and sausage?
For sure.
Or would I rather have, like, some lemon pepper wings?
I can eat breakfast at any time.
Yeah, I do, too. I like breakfast, too.
It also depends if you're, like, waking up, like, people, I'm sure, took a nap of some sort. Like, maybe you're like, I'm going to get home from work. I'm going to take a little nap.
Yeah.
Because staying up that late, because it's such a weird time.
Yeah, I'm not watching any of that live.
Me
like,
neither.
I watched
Zero.
it back later. But
Yeah.
None, not one bit.
Yeah.
All I know is that it's
not one
insane
bit.
there in Tokyo, and they're like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, for
It's
sure.
awesome.
I mean, it's
you
very
got
cool.
Dylan Hernandez already that Yamamoto looks like the Cy Young winner, basically.
Yeah, I guess Dylan has done a really extensive job of comparing Yamamoto after 5 innings or whatever it was in Japan to everybody else in Major League Baseball. I mean, my God, talk about exaggerating
Right,
after
but
like
I will say
one
this.
piece of a baseball game.
You can say it's exaggerating, and
not?
I wouldn't. Okay, relax there, pal. All right. I wouldn't necessarily.
Can I talk? It's my show.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you. However, you paid the man $300 million. You expect he should be a Cy Young Award winner
Darn
or
right.
candidate.
Darn right. Hey, listen, I'm not so happy with Yamamoto, if I'm being honest, because yesterday
What, you don't like his shoes or something?
No, I like his shoes just fine. I don't even know what brand they are. But his more or less number on Prize Picks yesterday was 5 strikeouts. You know how many he had?
How many?
4. And it just blew up my entire card.
Your whole life revolves around Prize Picks.
Well, no, it's now how I determine.
Happy, if you have a problem.
Your rooting interest always, the way you lean towards players or lean against them is usually based on your Prize
how they
Picks
did for me
situation.
the night before. That's
Correct.
exactly right.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Are you guys like?
No
calling
one
us
is
Cappy?
surprised,
Okay.
right, by
It's
this.
Cappy. Come
But
on.
I mean, let's just call a spade here.
Right.
Is basically what it is.
Right.
with you.
Right now, I am angry with Yamamoto. tomorrow could be a whole new day.
Right.
Had he had 6 strikeouts last night, I'd be ecstatic. And you know
Right.
what I'd say,
You'd
George?
be saying Dylan Hernandez is right on.
He's a Cy Young candidate right now. He's the favorite.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
if he would have had 6 strikeouts last night.
Right.
It's funny, though, because is getting up at 3, or let me rephrase, going to watch a game. I don't mean waking
I give
up
Laura
in your
a
home.
lot of credit.
So
I would
do
not
I.
have done that.
Girl, that
Parker
is commitment.
too, okay? Parker
And
and,
Parker.
I. It was
The
Parker
Blue
and I.
Review.
You guys nap?
I did. I'm not. Girl, I'm 36. Okay, I need a nap in there.
Oh,
so
oh.
I took a nap
This morning.
before.
She old. She's
before.
36, boy.
So
I'll tell you what.
I went to bed around 10, and I woke up at 1. Texted Parker. Didn't get back. I'm like, oh, he is not going because
Right.
he got back to me pretty late.
See, I would have been in bed by like 8, for sure.
No, that's too early.
No, man,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then I got
I'm
back.
36. I'm old.
Yeah, I am old.
I know. I
got
need
back.
to be in bed by 8.
I got back home, worked a little bit, probably took a 30-minute nap, and I was here.
All right, but here's the question. Like, of the rest of us, all right, those of us that are normal, okay, who the hell is getting up to go watch the first baseball game of the year? By the way, there's 162
I mean, listen,
of them.
dog, if you love baseball and you love the team, you're getting up and doing it.
Not
Cosmo
me.
was packed.
I guess we
Cappy.
don't love them. I
I mean, you're a San Diego fan.
you know, oh, damn, that's true.
What'd she say?
She said you're a San Diego fan. There's that.
Oh, well, but that's neither here nor there. And by the way, just like with Yamamoto, 4 strikeouts, I'm mad at him today. 6 strikeouts, I'd be happy with him today. I'm not like a committed fan like you are, Laura. Like I can be bought and sold
there's no
all day
question.
long.
I mean, every NFL season, you have a different team.
New
Come
team
on, Raider
every
Cap.
year. Right. I know. Raider Cap is in the house
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
Raider Cap now.
Killer.
What do you mean?
Oh, God, Cappy, I love you, but
Yeah,
damn, pick
I'm Raider
one.
Cap now. No, I can't pick one. And so here's the thing: getting up at 3:00 in the morning to watch a baseball game, not something I'm going to do.
Okay.
If I got up in the middle of the night to pee
Yeah.
and I remembered that the game was on and I turned it on for a little bit, maybe that would be one thing.
Right.
But I didn't at all.
Well, because you know that 3 to 6 range is when you're getting up to go pee. In the
There's
middle
no
of the night.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
Usually it's right around 4:30.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're pretty regular that way, Cap.
I could have been in the 4th inning by that time. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, listen, I love all of this international stuff that we do with American sports.
The stuff, yeah.
The only thing I don't love, I'll be honest, is
Tell
I
me.
don't love the fact that these games count. I just wish that these games were just spring training games.
Right, but if you're going to go all the way over there, you might as well make it count. You know,
Yeah,
that's
but-
kind of
but
my
why?
thing. You know
But
what I mean?
why? For what
well,
reason?
at least in baseball, because baseball's already a long-ass season. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're going to have to go halfway across the world or, you know, whatever, 2/3 away across the world, like, you might as well, especially if you're the Cubs, you might as well make those things count.
I don't know why. I mean, to me, I look at it.
Football,
and I'm
I can
this-
understand because there's it's more scarcity, right? Or, you know, there's less games. So I can understand not wanting to give up one of 8 home games if you're in the NFL. There's 162 baseball games.
But
bro.
on the other hand, here's the thing.
How about you tell us on the other side about the
Gosh
thing?
darn it! Now I got to write down my other hand.
Yeah, write it down.
Now
Nothing's
I got to
changed,
write
Laura.
down the other hand.
Yeah. All right.
I got to write down on
Hey,
the other hand.
Laker fans, Dodger fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. No, not Dodger fans. This is just Laker fans. I thought this was one of those regular reads. Sorry. So Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. You could win a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center and shoot around with the Lakers legends. Look at that. Enter now at UltraLakersShootAround.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer. Must be 21 or older. No purchase necessary. That's UltraLakersShootAround.com. And you can tour the facility and shoot around with a Laker legend. Official contest rules and eligible counties apply. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry,
R-I-G-O-R-E-R. Don't wait. Own a pair of Austin Reeves' shoes. That's Rigorer.com.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport, because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710.
I'm a cocky son of a like, there's no question about that.
Sedano and Kap continues right now.
Say my name, Cappy.
Yeah.
Say my name, say my name.
Anybody who's watching on YouTube who says that my dance moves looks like I'm having some kind of a seizure, yo, step back.
This song came out in 2000?
Yeah,
Man.
we're old. Cap, do you ever see this video when in the parks, like they kind of look like they're like dancing like you, or they just freeze frame?
Oh, really?
Like
kind of looks like you're voguing a little bit, Lindsay Baseball. Yeah,
Voguing, that's a modern reference in
She's
2025.
voguing. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a Keith Van Horn reference in Super Crosstalk. You know, something very contemporary, you know?
Keith Van Horn was a great basketball player that many people know, Cappy. Just because
Right.
you didn't know,
No,
like John
I knew.
and Ramona and I knew,
I
that's
knew.
fine.
But wait, voguing and Madonna, that was a
Keith
popular
Van Horn
dance.
played in this century. Voguing was last century.
Hey, Madonna has sung in this century.
She's got a 28-year-old boyfriend. You saw that?
Where is she lately?
How
She
come
was
nobody's
all
giving
over
her a
IG.
hard time? How come nobody compares her to Bill Belichick? You know, when
she's always had young boyfriends,
right? But when it's a hot older woman with a young guy, everybody's like, "You go, bro, right on, bro."
You're
And then
right.
when it's an older dude with a younger chick, everybody's like, "Ew, what's wrong with her?"
You're right. It's a double
See that?
standard.
Double standard, George, is what that is right there. Like a double dribble. What you know about a double dribble?
What you know about a double dribble?
I know a lot.
Do you still remember what a DHO is?
Yes, I told you this. Deoxyribonucleic oxygen.
It's so stupid.
You know what
No,
a
it's
slot cut
true.
is?
A slot cut. I'm a huge slot cut fan. Big fan of the slot
I
cut.
actually, during one of my games in Oklahoma City, when I was calling on radio, I should have had you clip it because I should have told you what time it was because I literally called it. It was a slot cut, and I called it a slot cut on purpose.
Nice slot cut is what that was. Hey, where we were though, I just want to make one comment.
Oh,
about
yeah,
this
yeah, go.
Dodger
What were you gonna
series.
say?
Here's the thing about
The
this Dodger
Dodgers
thing.
yeah.
So you realize that before they played the Cubs at 3:00 this morning, they're in Japan and they're on a tour, right? I mean, they are the greatest American baseball team. They're the World Series champions. They're the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, there's the Dodgers and there's the Yankees.
Yeah.
Those are the two brands in baseball,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that before they play the Cubs, they're playing exhibition games against other Japanese teams, right? And the stadiums are packed because people in Japan want the chance to see Yamamoto and Sasaki and Ohtani. They want to see those guys come back, but they also want to see, in theory, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, et cetera, et cetera. They want to see the guys wearing Dodger uniforms.
Right.
So the stadiums are packed for exhibition games.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is this, is that if the Dodgers-Cubs was a spring training game, not a regular season game, the stadiums would be packed. Everybody would be having a good time. You'd probably still get, Yamamoto some innings. I just don't really understand what the need is to make these games regular season and then, by the way, come back and play more spring training games. It just doesn't, nobody cares. Nobody in Japan will be like, I'm not going. I'm not going to this exhibition nonsense. They'll be like, yeah,
So
I want to see the Dodgers.
Tell your boy Roger Goodell to do that then.
I completely agree. By the way, I completely agree. I think having the Rams go to Australia in the regular season, if you're an Australian fan, you're like, hey, let's go check out American football. Well, hey, it's August and they're playing the Chargers and it's preseason. It doesn't matter.
Here's your easy answer on baseball, other than the scarcity argument that I made and the difference between the NFL and Major League Baseball, which is obvious. In a spring training game, Ohtani is not playing the whole game. In a spring training game, you're not getting 5 innings of Yamamoto. You may get 2. You know what I mean? So I do think that, and in that culture, they love baseball probably more than us at this stage. So you are giving them what they want, which is those guys playing the majority of the game, if not the entire game, or what they're allotted normally to play in those scenarios.
As you just told me,
in Australia, do you think they care about the NFL? Here's the biggest, and listen, I love the NFL. I'm addicted to it. I watch it every Sunday, okay? But you go to these countries where they go to, Germany and Berlin and whatever. Dude, maybe London, because they've been doing it for well over a decade now. There's some, but I know plenty of people who live there now, and they say you would never, other than maybe 2 minutes on the news or a little blurb here or there. The people that go there are expats for the most part. It's not a ton of locals going to these football games because the NFL is not a world sport.
Well, that's what I'm getting.
Baseball is different. Baseball, the Japanese love baseball, right?
But I think they'd go regardless. All I'm saying is that if Yamamoto only pitched 2 innings, people aren't going to be like, I'm never doing that again. They gypped me.
But you can also charge different prices if it's a regular season game.
Yeah, they're paying
premium.
$1,000 just get in.
Well, I guess I don't really know the answer to this. Maybe you guys do, since everybody here seems to know what's going on, because I don't.
Here we go.
Because you guys seem to be experts in Japanese baseball.
You love wallowing in your ignorance. So
well,
there's that.
Wallowing in my ignorance. Listen. All I'm saying to you is this: is that you don't know this. I don't know.
We don't know they're not charging more. They're not charging regular season prices.
Well, do you know that?
Yeah, of course they are.
Well, hold on. Did you look and see what the prices were?
I can look it up right now, but I will bet you anything you want that they are charging regular season prices.
Here's what I want you to do.
They're not charging exhibition prices.
All right, hold on a second. Slow down. Pump the brakes, will you? Calm down.
No, I'm not calming down.
Yes, I want you to slow down. I want you to slow down.
Phone at you.
Yeah, calm down, will you?
I'll throw my phone at your phone. That is actually not your phone. How about that?
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look up the prices for the Dodgers and the Japanese teams.
Why are we talking about the actual Dodgers instead of the prices in Japan, by the way?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why are we? So here's the thing. I will bet you that the prices are similar in the exhibition games as versus the regular season games. And by the way, your whole point about the NFL, I agree with you. What they should do is they should do preseason games in these other countries, not regular season games, because who in Australia knows the difference?
But there's 1 in 8. I agree with you. Yeah. But in baseball, this country knows real baseball. Our best player is from their country.
I understand, but I just don't think that it really matters that much. If these are regular season games that count versus not regular season games that count, I think people would pay the same amount of money, and I think people would go to the games, and I don't think they'd care one darn thing. I really don't. I think they'd go no matter what. So if you tell me
the cheapest ticket on StubHub is $2,462.
Okay. And what were they when they played against the Japanese teams earlier in the week?
They
definitely not $2,462.
They played against the Giants and they didn't get in.
You're
for less
wallowing
than
in your own lack of information.
Cap.
See, you called it ignorance. I'm calling yours a lack of information. That's all.
Okay. So when they played the Japanese team.
Right.
Okay. I'll look it up right now.
All right, let me
When
know.
they
Definitely
played-
not $2,400.
When they played
don't
the
be
Giants,
ridiculous.
they played the Giants on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was an exhibition game.
Yep.
And those tickets, the least expensive tickets on the secondary market were $1,500, which is
Pretty good.
about $1,000 less than
Right.
the regular season.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like that doesn't seem like that much of a difference, to be honest.
$1,000?
No, it doesn't seem like
Per
that much.
ticket?
And by the way, let me just say one thing: these tickets were impossible to get because we have.
Well,
a
I
friend,
know Nick Friedel was there with his mom.
We have a friend who works over at the East Central, across the street, my home away from home, and he said to me, "Hey, is there any way you could help me out getting some tickets for one of these Dodger games?"
What time is it in Japan right now?
It is 3:41
I will text
p.m.
Nick Friedel if he picks up, because he was
FaceTime
there.
him. FaceTime him.
No, bro, if it's like in the middle of the night, I'm not doing
let's
that.
just
It's
use our world clock.
7:41. I'll call him later. I will call him in 2
Wait
hours.
a minute. Reese just came in here and said his dad is in Tokyo right now.
Okay. Oh,
really?
He can have him call us.
Was he at the game?
Is he there for the
his
games?
Mic's not on. Was he there, Reese?
Stand by.
For the
Is
game?
he there for the games?
We're getting there.
Come
Can you
on,
hear me?
Reese. Yeah.
Okay. He's doing. He works in the hotel industry. He's doing some business out there, but
Yeah.
he is going to the game tomorrow.
Oh, nice. What do you pay? What do you pay for the tickets?
They didn't pay for the tickets.
Right. Probably whoever was hosting them probably got the tickets.
Yeah, but
Right.
he was at a watch party yesterday, and I mean, I can have him call in if you guys want to talk to him about it.
Wait,
well,
they
it's
gave-
a little early right now. So it's 7:40 in the morning.
So what?
early.
People got up at 3:00 in the morning to go watch the Dodgers play.
Right,
Come on, it's
but
not that early.
If he was out at a watch party, he was probably partying it up.
Also,
Let
Cappy,
Reese's dad get over his hangover.
Cappy, listen to this.
Mm.
So there was Dylan Hernandez, your BFF,
Mm-hmm.
did a
¿Qué gana tú
deep,
tienes de discutir,
he
Capi?
did a deep dive on this, and he said that one of the Dodgers fans that was out there that went to these games paid about $120 just to join the Dodgers fan club, which entered him into a lottery for the Japan Series tickets. So you had to pay just to enter a lottery for the chance to buy tickets.
Right.
For which
It's-
games?
It's like,
For
by the
these
way,
two games.
it's like for the chance to have dinner with you and me, which is up to $1,800 on 710-4CHLA.com, 710-FORCHLA.com. Just because we went there yesterday doesn't mean we're still not trying to raise money. And thank you, by the way, because we've raised over $31,000.
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. And for everybody that's already bid and won, congratulations. Good for
Yeah.
you. Can't wait to hang.
Right.
But
Which,
for
by the way,
those-
we have the same person bid on and won the studio experience with me and the Boys in Blue, against San Diego.
Nice. Very nice. All right, listen.
And what is her name?
What is the mom's name
The
who bought
mom's
the
name
tickets?
for the kid?
Stand by one
Olivia,
second.
I think, right?
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yes, her name is Olivia.
Yes.
Very
So
excited.
congratulations to Olivia and her son. We're looking forward to hosting you.
Big time.
And the tickets will not cost $2,462, I'm guessing.
No, they're much cheaper than that. Because this is a preseason deal, not a regular season deal.
I love that she bid on for her son. I love that she got both the Sedano experience and the Cappy experience.
Right, separate experiences.
That's awesome.
You know what I loved? I'll tell you what I loved. I loved being at Children's Hospital yesterday and the fact that we together, and I say we, I mean the radio station, everybody on the air, all of our support staff off the air, and everybody who's listening who said, you know what, let's make March matter. I really thought that was super cool. And just being a part of the community is so important to use this platform for something that is bigger than arguing about ticket prices. So for me, I loved what we did yesterday with one small exception, George.
Oh, here we go.
With one small exception.
What?
There was a lovely, lovely lady who worked at the Children's Hospital who made a dinner suggestion for you and me. We went to this restaurant around the corner. It was going to take us 45 minutes to get into this place. Lady, it was a wonderful suggestion. But couldn't you have at least told us?
It was packed, so
Right.
she said it was great.
Right? Could you at least just tell us, hey, guys, you might need a reservation. Like, why don't you look on Open Table? Or something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, geez, okay. But
I mean, come on, lady.
You have to call her out on it?
I didn't call her out by name, and I know her name. And I didn't call her out by name.
I mean,
come on, lady.
She's going to know.
Come on, lady.
And the people that were there are going to know. They heard her.
And by the way, little Doms, I mean, you look like you got a nice spot. But, bro, 45 minutes? I mean, George, I was surprised you didn't say to him, do you know who I am? I mean, my gosh.
I'm not you.
Come on. I mean, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I'm not you, bro.
You should have done that.
Why?
Hey there, I'm George
Nope.
Sedano.
Not me,
Should've
bro.
told him-
That is
should've
not
told
how
him
that
who
works.
you were, bro.
Nope.
Well, it turns out we had an excellent alternative.
We did.
We had a
went to
lovely
home.
dinner.
Yeah. Little chicken piccata. By the way, real quick, you know, Cappy did not want to order what I ordered because he didn't want to order the same thing. I'm like, we're not sharing meals. Like, what do you care?
But you know what? But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking.
You're self-conscious about the menu.
No, here's what I was thinking. George ordered the chicken piccata because the waiter said to me, he goes, here are my 3 favorite things on the menu.
He gave us the chicken piccata, like a tequila pasta, and
Right.
then there was like a short rib dish.
Right. And I didn't want to have the short rib because I'd had this short rib thing on Sunday. So I really wanted the chicken piccata, but George ordered first. So I felt like I shouldn't get the same thing. We're at this restaurant for the first time. Here's what we should have done. Here's what we should have done.
Oh,
You ready?
No. Oh, no. I know where you're going.
You're going to say, I should have ordered the piccata, or you should order the piccata, I should have ordered the short rib, and we split it?
Correct.
No.
Yes.
It's not your date.
Yeah, no, he was my date. 100. We were holding hands walking in. Yes, he was my date. And by the way, I'm going to tell you something I did last night, George, at this dinner that I don't normally do.
What's that?
So George eats his chicken piccata. It was delicious,
Yeah.
right? And there was a whole vegetable medley sitting on the side.
Yeah.
And you chose not to eat the vegetable medley.
No, I just wanted the protein.
Now, my natural inclination was to take my
Well,
fork.
by the way, the vegetable medley was on top of like a huge glop of mashed potatoes.
Which, by the way, were delicious.
They were delicious. I had like a little spoonful of the mashed potatoes because I just wanted the protein.
Right. So I go ahead, and my natural inclination is to take my fork, reach across the table, stab your broccoli, and eat it.
Right.
You
And
didn't do that.
Well,
You did
I
not.
know I did not do it, but I thought like I could have said to George, "Hey man, are you not eating this vegetable medley?" And then he would have said, "No,
Well,
I'm
you
not."
did.
I'm like,
I saw you look at it.
I
so
was
knew-
looking at it in a big way. I was
knew you were
eyeing
it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was up and down your broccoli.
Yeah.
I wanted your broccoli.
And you didn't want to ask him for it because
No.
you're self-conscious
I
about
just,
the menu.
I mean, I was going to, George, I wanted to eat your asparagus last night.
I mean, you could. I don't think there was asparagus on.
Oh, there was asparagus.
I didn't.
Oh,
know.
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. I was
was
going to
eyeing
eat your
it.
carrots last night. You didn't let me have your carrot.
I don't think there was carrots.
Oh,
on
there
either.
were carrots, my friend.
Not in mine.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you can't. We're not. It's not Lady and the Tramp. We can't share a dish. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
it's-
why not? Chris and I have shared a hot dog
That's
like that.
fine. You and
Giant
Chris
glizzy.
have that kind of relationship.
We
do
don't
not.
have that? We
Yeah.
don't
Not
have that
there yet.
relationship? We don't have that, huh?
No.
No. I wanted your broccoli. Give me your broccoli, George.
You could have. If you would have asked, I would have just handed you the plate. Like
I
that's
know.
fine.
I know. I wanted your broccoli.
I didn't know you were that hungry still.
It wasn't really about hunger. It's just it's like the meal is not over until everything is gone. My
No,
plate,
that's
your
not
plate,
true.
everybody's plate.
I mean, I do that with my children.
That's the problem. It's a habit.
Right, but they also, need the nutrients. I don't need an extra glob of mashed potato that happens to have vegetables kind of sprinkled into it.
I don't know. I thought there were a
I
couple
mean,
of nice
I
trees
looked
of
over your
broccoli.
plate and it was completely clean, and I'm like, bro, you ate all those mashed potatoes with that stuff?
I didn't eat all of them because I wanted to make sure that there was a little bit of mashed potato left over so I didn't feel like a complete slob.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it, George. This morning, I went and rocked F45. Crushed it.
Good for you. Well, Cappy, thankfully you didn't get into an accident after F45. But if you did, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Getting into an accident with like an 18-wheeler or commercial truck, yeah, that's not like any other crash, guys. So, like, and that happens. You can get it in, a commercial truck hit you, and it's different. So you got to call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew 710 sent you. Because, again, not regular drivers, special licenses, strict regulations, big insurance companies backing them up. And trust me, the insurance company, they want to lowball you. They want fast, quick, and easy. Kind of like Cappy. Fast, quick, and easy, right? Don't take the offer, man, especially not the first offer. It's never what you actually deserve. So call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Jacob and his team, they know exactly what to look for. Was the driver exhausted from skipping mandatory breaks? Was the truck overloaded, improperly balanced, etc.? Details matter in this stuff, man, so they can make all the difference in your case. Jacob will fight to hold them accountable, make sure your medical bills are covered, your lost wages are covered, your settlement is the one you actually deserve. So if you've been hit by a commercial truck, don't go up against their insurance company alone, man. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Visit them online at calljacob.com. And for decades, Jacob has gone toe-to-toe with big insurance and billion-dollar companies, man. So wildfires, if they took something from you, he's ready to fight for you, get you what you deserve. Call Jacob today, and together we are LA Strong.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
You can fix stuff, right? You grew up fixing stuff.
No, you know what's embarrassing too?
What?
My dad's really good at that.
Yeah?
Like my dad's a pretty handy guy.
Yeah.
Like he does fix stuff, can fix stuff. Like we'll figure out how to fix stuff. I got nothing.
Didn't you have the old
Literally
ColecoVision games?
Yeah.
You couldn't fix those? Like if the wire broke, you couldn't solder it back?
Oh, hell no.
Really? Oh my
No.
God.
No,
you were that kid.
You
Oh,
just
no.
basically asked me to split the atom.
Really?
I've got nothing
To
for
solder
you.
one little wire back together. I guess you didn't want the game.
My Mattel football with
Yeah.
the red dots
Yes.
stops working. Okay, here's my first move.
Yes.
Replace the battery.
Right.
Into the trash can.
You threw it away?
I don't know how to fix it.
You were that kid. Give it to me. I'd fix all your stuff.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right,
No,
too.
it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
All right, so McMiniman's going to join us in a couple minutes. It's literally going to be a 5-minute segment, so we can
McMiniman.
actually get to McMiniman on time.
McMiniman. McMiniman.
Are you so sick of a love song?
I love a love song. Last night, I wish there was a love song playing in the background as we were having dinner together and we were on our date, and I was reaching over and grabbing your broccoli.
Cappy, do you like this song?
It's all right.
I feel like you and Neo would be friends.
I like Neo. I'm a Neo fan.
You know that he
Why
has-
Neo? Was this song like on the list? I missed it. Did I miss it?
Yeah, it's from 2006.
Oh, 2006, right, because I saw Neo earlier. It's also a Pitbull song. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I remember that song.
So Neo recently hard launched his 4 girlfriends.
What do you mean? What is a hard launch?
Went out in public with all of them and did all the red carpety thingies and public outing.
He has 4 girlfriends?
Yes, yeah, he does.
Wait a second. And all 4 women are
They're
cool with
clearly
this?
cool with it. Yes.
Yes.
That's impressive. I will say this. When I get into an Uber and the driver has 2 phones, I'm like, you're a player. And then when an Uber driver, I got into an Uber the other night, the guy had 3 phones, and I'm like, what a baller. Okay, I'm jealous. I only have 2 girlfriends. If Neo has 4, wow. I mean, he got twice as many lady friends as I do. I just walk in with 2.
Who's your second girlfriend?
Well, I got this other girlfriend, and me and Rachel and the third girl, we walk in together. The second girl, I guess, the 3 of us walk in together, arm in arm. And everybody's like, oh, damn, Cap, what's up? And I'm like, it's the way I get down, bro. And then, that's the way it just happens. But 4, I mean, man, that's very impressive. Does he have a variety, like blonde, brunette, redhead? Does he have, ethnicity? I mean, tell me about these women.
Well, he posts pictures of them on his Instagram.
I don't even know why you went down this path, because this is literally going to be the whole segment now.
Well, you said we only had 5 minutes, and now I'm really curious.
Well, we only have 3 now, so.
Oh. Well, I'm going to look up Neo.
He used a hashtag at one point, Polly and Fly. How do you like that one, Cap?
I don't understand that one.
Like polygamous,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like Polly and Fly.
Multiple.
Yeah.
How do I spell Neo?
Neyo, bro.
There he is. All right, I'm going to follow him. I don't know if there was 2 E's. He's got 4.7 million followers now.
He's pretty. So he's got 4.7 million in one now.
Yeah, now he's got M1. Ooh, hey girls. Oh, damn. They not like us.
Now I need to look.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Wow. Wow, he's got 4 loves. Aw. Yeah, and they all
You're
look
like,
the same.
oh, damn. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah. I love it. Way to go, Neo. I mean, you got me by 2, bro. Yeah, I show up with 2 lady friends. He shows up with 4. He got me beat. What do you got?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm good, bro.
You just got 1, huh?
I'm straight. Yep.
All right, well.
I mean, that's good for Neo. If he likes it, I love it for him.
Yep, me too.
They're all very pretty.
They sure are.
I mean, that also isn't a shock. He's a handsome fellow as well.
So. And rich and famous.
Can sing, too.
Right,
plus,
and can
plus
sing.
Talented brother right there, right?
Yeah. I mean, the rich and famous is because he's talented, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, you can't, I mean, I guess there are some people that are rich and famous because they're just rich and famous, but I would say most people are not.
Not rich and famous.
I would say most people that are rich and famous have a level of talent, is what I would say.
Oh, okay. And probably are involved in a, one-on-one type deal. I mean, 4-on-1, that's impressive.
Oh, my.
Damn right, oh, my. 4-on-1. Wow. I mean, I guess you could be like, hey, I'm going to show up with me and my ladies. You guys want to play ball? 5-on-5? It's us 5 against you 5. I mean, he got a full basketball squad, a starting 5.
Cappy, he did like an interview at one point with K-Day, so maybe he knows Romeo on your radio.
Romeo on your radio.
Maybe you can be friends with him through him.
Listen, I will text Romeo right now, but I probably don't even have to text Romeo right now because Romeo's
probably listening.
I assure you, he's listening right now, and he's probably screaming in his radio because he knows all about this Neo stuff.
It's old news to him, Cap.
Yeah, he's like, wait, Cap, you're just finding out now that Neo got 4 ladies? Yes, sir, Romeo.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Hey, attention Laker fans, Cappy. Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA and the Lakers are giving you superior access that could win you a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center where the Lakers train and shoot around with a Lakers legend. Enter now at ultralakershootaround.com, presented by Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer must be 21 or older. No purchase necessary. That's ultralakershootaround.com. ultralakershootaround.com. Official contest rules and eligibility applies. All right, Dave McMiniman, speaking of the Lakers, Cappy. So the Lakers took care of business against the Spurs. They got Denver coming up, Milwaukee coming up, so a couple of tough games coming up without LeBron. Let's check in with good old Dave next.
All right, but before we do, let's talk a little bit about Prize Picks, George. I would love for everybody, if you haven't by now, download the Prize Picks app, use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. George, I was so close last night because I did a 4-pick power play.
Mm-hmm.
I put $20 out to win $150.
Yeah.
All my NBA stuff between Karl Anthony Towns and Tyler Hero, they scored less than the 48.5 points.
Yeah.
I had Luka and Chris Paul for more than 15 assists. They did. They had 22 total.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Cubs pitcher, Imanaga, who I had him for more than half of a walk allowed. He had 4.
Yeah.
And Yamamoto was the only guy that let me down because I had him for more than 5 strikeouts, and he only had 4. So I'm coming back stronger today, okay? That's my point. I'm coming back. I'm looking for a little action today.
Okay, fair enough. And if you want that action, download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. And look, it's very simple. It's more or less, and then you bundle them together, all right? You pick a player in any sport imaginable, basically, and there's going to be a stat for that particular player. You go more, you go less, you bundle some together, you can win cold, hard cash. So get on the Prize Picks app, use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Again, first $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. Prize Picks, run your game.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy. Teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details. The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama. followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is a leader in breakthrough pediatric care, treating complex cases and advancing life-saving research. In support of CHLA's 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, ESPN LA is auctioning off exclusive 710 appearances to help fund critical treatments for children. Every dollar raised supports CHLA's essential work to provide expert care, innovative therapies, and hope to families in need. Visit 710forchla.com to bid and make a difference for kids today.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. What you need to know is Dave McMiniman will be joining us here in just a moment to talk some Lakers basketball. In the interim, we were talking about it earlier, although we ended up talking more about ticket prices when it came to the Dodgers and Cubs. The Dodgers did win the game earlier today, 4-1. Shohei Ohtani had a good game. And Yamamoto did pitch 5 innings in that particular contest. They have one more game, I guess, tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. So if you want to get up and watch it, feel free to watch it. And that is what you need to know. All right, Cappy, you ready for Dave?
McMiniman.
So Dave McMiniman joining us now here. So, Dave, I want to start by asking you. Well, it doesn't want to pick up the phone. There we go.
Hello, Dave.
There it is. So now we got
Hello,
Dave.
fellas.
Hello. First of all, before we get into any basketball, tell us about your Larry David experience.
So I am a big fan of Seinfeld originally, and then Curb. I think Curb's actually a better show than Seinfeld, which is wild to say, but I think
Agreed.
Well, the cursing helps too, I think. Yeah.
The curse, I think, just like it just leans more into the ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Which I just find it to be more fun. And I consider Larry David like a hero. Like, you know, the classic conversation. You know, if you invite 4 people to a dinner party, like who would they be? Larry David is always getting one of those seats at my table. And I met him many, many years ago before a Laker playoff game. I was a lot younger, and I was not very confident in the interaction. I basically just went up to him and said I was a fan, very overzealous, and he was sitting courtside at Staples Center 2 hours before tip-off, doing the New York Times crossword puzzle, looked up from the paper and nodded at me and said, okay. That was it. So I had to sit with that for like 15 years.
Right. I'm surprised you weren't in like an episode as the guy who walked up to him at the Laker game.
Yeah, right. Well,
All right, so keep going about this game against the Knicks. I want to hear what happens.
So he's there for the Knicks game. Similar deal. He's there well before tip-off, sitting in the exact same seat, right adjacent to the Lakers bench. And, all right, here's my chance. And so I went up to him. I had already heard about him having a relationship with another, I'll say, a figure in the NBA.
Okay.
And I've spoken to that figure about, I'd love to do a story about this. And so now I could kind of complete the circle and present it to Larry, say, hey, I already talked to so-and-so about this story. What do you think? And that's what I did. I pitched him on the story. I got him laughing. I think he bit a little bit on it.
Okay.
And hopefully this summer we'll be able to execute the story.
You know, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. I went to an Elton John concert, and it was at the Forum. And I was in the Forum Club that Mario Ruiz, shout out to Mario Ruiz, got me hooked up into the Forum Club that night. So my wife and I are sitting there. We're in the Forum Club, and there's like a buffet style. This is pre-COVID. And, you know, and my wife's like tapping me on the shoulder. And I'm like, what's going on? She goes, your guy. Because I like the show, and I love Seinfeld too, right? Not as much as you, though. You're a way bigger fan than I am. But I love him. I think he's hilarious, right? So she's like, your guy's there. She's like, you should introduce yourself and say hi to him. I was like, no. I said, because I'm going to be the guy who walks up to him, and I'm going to be the guy in the episode who walks up to him at the salad bowl at the buffet line. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be out of the show, but I did kind of like, it was cool just to be literally like 2 feet away from him.
It's funny you say that, though, George, because, Dave, when I saw your pictures, that same night, I had been walking around the court a little bit, just doing a lap, because a buddy of mine had just moved into L.A., and I was taking him to his first Laker game, and there was Larry, and I'm like, you know what? I really should go just sit down next to him and just chat with him a little bit. But you know what I did, Dave?
What's that?
I slunked out.
You turtled.
No. Dave knows what I mean, Dave. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I slunked out. I slunked out. Because if you remember that one episode where Larry was in the doctor's office and that guy, gave him a hard time, and he went back to Leon and he said, I slunked out. And Leon said, you mean you punked out? Yeah, I punked out, slunked out. And that's what I did, Dave. I slunked out.
But that's in that moment, you are now letting the listeners know the brilliance of the show is that they identified these weird, peculiar social interactions that we all have to pretend are part of our normal everyday life, and examines them and be like, why do we have to live the life the way that we live them? And he points out the ridiculous nature that is society that we live in.
Well, just one last thing about this is the ridiculousness is that particular night, we all know the aftermath of Larry. Because sitting courtside is one thing, or in the show tripping Shaquille O'Neal is another thing. But that particular night, I mean, that storyline of Larry and Ari and Stephen A. and LeBron and the aftermath, I mean, that's the night in question, Dave, is the night that you were sitting there with him.
Yes, it is. And I would be very interesting to hear his perspective of what went down.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
By the way, Cappy, if you just slunk out, wouldn't you have to be someone he would notice to then not be noticed?
Well, no. I mean, for me, I slunked out by not walking up and just being like, hey, Larry. But I have this terrible habit of, like, when I meet somebody like that, rather than just, like, walking up and going, hey, man, how you doing? Are you a big fan?
I'm
blah,
stunned.
blah, blah.
You are the most, chummy person ever. Like
I just, but like you, who didn't want to be like, I don't know, ridiculed thereafter in a show, I was like, oh man, I really want to talk to Larry, but I don't know because I would have walked up, I would have talked to him like I was Susie. I'd be like, hey Larry, like I would have done that. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Is I wouldn't have walked up to him like a normal person.
Anyway,
Dave, let's talk Lakers.
Yeah, speaking of not normal is. The way Austin Reeves is playing right now.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
I mean, look, I know he had the 45-7-7 game, and he's only the sixth Laker to ever do that. The night that the night before Luka played, or the game before Luka played, and there was no LeBron there too. But just the level of consistency. Now, Stephen A. has said he's the best third option in the league. I would not go that far. But I don't think – I think he's on a list that would be, in the conversation of, top 5, 6, or 7. I would give him that. And that's a hell of a situation for the Lakers to be in, to have him playing that well.
Well, George, I know you're going to pick Chet Holmgren, because you're captain.
I would.
Thunder, so.
Right, of course. That's right.
Well, but I mean, if we're doing it, I would also pick Aaron Gordon. In the Western Conference, I would pick
okay.
I would – I mean, you would not –
Okay.
I don't. I mean, Aaron Gordon is a tremendous defensive player. I mean,
and is shooting 45% from three this year.
Yeah, but come on.
You don't believe that to be sustainable?
Tell him, Dave. Get on him, Dave.
I just don't think he's a better. There's a reason why the Lakers, when they won that big Saturday night game in Denver, they decided we're going to live with Aaron Gordon taking open shots from the perimeter.
Right, but then in the playoffs, they're going to have to live with Austin Reeves getting picked on.
Well, that's also true. But, I mean, a third option, I think, offensively. So that's just where my head is at now. Yeah. Third best.
How about Porzingis?
Splitting hairs. Yeah, well, I mean, Porzingis
if he's healthy.
I mean,
all things healthy.
When we were in Boston, we had this conversation among the Laker beat, who is better between Derek White or Austin. And I think Austin – probably has the 60-40 or maybe the 70-30.
Oh, see, I would go Derek White there, too.
Lead there.
Yeah.
No. Offensive lead, but then
defensively, it's not close.
Defensive lead. Yeah, exactly.
I would. Right. I don't know about you. I would vote. I would consider voting Derek White first team all defense.
Yeah, I think he's certainly under consideration. Yeah, he's tremendous.
I think though,
but he's on a short list. Is a good thing, is all I'm saying.
But I think I'm so glad you started with Austin Reeves, though, because, Dave, I think for me, what I wanted to ask you about was I feel like we've become a little bit desensitized to what a great story Austin Reeves really is. I mean, to go from being an undrafted player to make the team is an accomplishment. To be accepted by and promoted by LeBron is incredible. And then to have 3 years now where you are that third option. And by the way, let's face it, I mean, that game against Denver, it was Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. Without that scoring contribution, they're not even in that game. So I think I don't want to get desensitized to how great this Austin Reeves story is. I just think it's a little under the radar. What do you say to that?
No, I think we can't underscore it enough. And Austin's dad, Brian, was at the game last night. We were chatting afterwards, and just we were kind of reminiscing about the journey that he's been on, thinking back to 4 seasons ago, and that was a nightmare of the season. That's one of the worst, most dysfunctional seasons in the history of my career, certainly, I think in the history of the Lakers franchise. But the rose that grew from the crack in the pavement was Austin Reeves' career. And if not for that season being so dysfunctional, maybe it doesn't happen, because he comes into the year, obviously, a 2-way contract, gets converted. If Rajon Rondo doesn't request a trade off of that sinking ship around the holidays, maybe the minutes never open up for him. And he doesn't develop the way he did that first year.
Right.
That gives him some momentum going into year 2 and year 3 under Darvin Ham. I mean, tremendous start. And where it is right now, I mean, listen, this team, it wasn't a crisis moment coming off that 4-game road trip, but there was some uneasiness. And the way he suited up in Denver, we talked to him in Milwaukee. He had a big old ice wrap on his wrist. And, we're looking around the rest of the locker room. Half the team already flew back to L.A. for treatment. We're going to Denver the next day. We don't know who's going to be playing. Luka, Gabe Vincent, and Dorian Finney-Smith don't play. He plays, nearly wins that game, on both ends. Rips it from Nikola Jokic in the final minute and streaks down the other end for a layup. He is an invaluable asset for the team right now. And I think what's great is he's clearly coalesced with LeBron, and they have a respect and a great chemistry together. And it's happening all over again with Luka. Luka seems to love the guy.
Yeah, he's very malleable.
So long as he has the buy-in of both those guys, he's going to continue to do this.
At a bargain, by the way, still.
Oh, I mean, a tremendous bargain. But that's where the conversation changes, right? So this summer he'll be eligible for extension and around the $22 million a year range. I imagine his representatives might be incentivized to wait out to the summer of 2026 when you get into the 30s. But now when you become a $30 million player, well, then you're not as great of a story. Tobias Harris, when he was in Philadelphia, if he was making what Austin Reeves is making right now, he would be viewed differently. Zach LaVine would be viewed differently right now if he was making what Austin Reeves is
Lots of pressure.
So there is a danger there.
Yeah, for sure. Cap, you got anything?
Yeah, Dave McMiniman. So let me ask you this. I'm looking for an update on some injuries here, okay?
Oh, there we go.
I want to know what you can tell us about LeBron, because I hear a lot of rumors about how long it's going to take or when he's going to be back. And the other one I'm really curious about is Rui. So what can you tell us about those two?
Right. So LeBron's not going to play on this homestand. I think quite frankly, it's up in the air whether he'll play on the upcoming road trip. I think one thing to keep in mind is, let's say he misses the entire road trip coming up. There'll be, I think, 12 games left in the season, and LeBron will have to play in 11 of them to be eligible for All-NBA. And he's a guy that he wants his resume to have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, and to prove a point that he was still All-NBA in year 22. So it only gives him one game to play with, and there are a couple of back-to-backs remaining after that road trip. So I would think, knowing that and applying logic to this situation, that there is a decent chance that he returns sometime on the trip. I'd also say he loves playing in Chicago, and he'll get to do it one time a year, and that's the house that Michael Jordan built. So I am not reporting that is a game he's targeting. I am just putting pieces together and allowing you and George to kind of ruminate on that. As for Rui, we don't know. People close to him have told me in the past when he's been injured, he tends to be I take my time so I feel like I am fully back so I can put it behind me and it's not lingering in my mind when I step onto the court. One thing we got as an update from JJ Redick last night was that whenever Rui does return, he'll be coming back without any practices under his belt. I mean, he is doing 3-on-3, I guess, so that's a good sign. But it's a jumper's knee, right? And that's the good thing is that it's not considered to be a structural issue, but it can be very painful. And when you're someone like Rui, that your game is predicated on being physical and playing above the rim and banging against guys who are bigger than you, it would behoove him, especially if the team has kind of leveled out here, to take his time and not rush it.
Dave McMenamin with us here, does a phenomenal job covering the NBA at large and your Los Angeles Lakers. All right, so Luka, it feels like he is starting to round out into looking like Luka again. And I'm curious if you guys have just chatted with him about just kind of where he is at this point, coming off the injury and the amount of games he's had under his belt.
Yeah, we asked him about that when we were in Milwaukee, and he kind of scoffed at the question as if to say, I'm not anywhere close to the guy I expect myself to be. And he said, I have some things I need to get off me. I think it was lost in translation way of saying that there are still some injuries that he's working his way through. Obviously, he had that tough fall against the Knicks at home.
The back thing in Boston.
Back a little bit, yeah. And he had a little ankle thing and obviously came here with the calf injury. But clearly he's comfortable with what the Lakers run, and J.J. Redick is very comfortable putting the ball in his hands and letting him make reads. And, J.J. said last night, look at 14 assists. He probably should have had 19 if guys made the shots that he was creating. And so, to me, that's all a positive, that we're basically scratching the surface of a B-level Luka Doncic.
Right.
He's the second all-time leading scorer in playoff history in terms of points per game. So when it gets to that level, there's already plenty of proof that he's going to be only better. So, I think just strap up and enjoy the ride. This is so long as everyone else around him can get healthy as well. I think this could be a pretty fun postseason for the Lakers.
Oh, listen, I think there's three teams in the West. Cappy, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I think there's three teams in the West. It's OKC, the Lakers, and Denver, and I would give Golden State a puncher's chance. I'm not as high on them as maybe some other people are, but I think that they get the right matchup. They can find themselves in the conference finals. But to me, it's three teams, and maybe I'd give you Golden State.
Although I will scout on April 11th. I'll scout Houston. Just so you know, George, I will be doing a scouting trip to Crypto on April 11th. It's a Friday night. I'm going to scout out Houston because I'm already starting to think.
By April 11th. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just making the point that, you're not throwing Houston in there. I'm scouting now, Dave.
Well, I spoke to an actual Western Conference scout at the game yesterday, and I had a similar conversation. I had basically a boilerplate copy of what you just said, George, as my opinion of the West. And he said, watch out for Minnesota. He's seen them up close recently. I know that they lost last night, but they've been winning a lot of games as of late, and seems like vibe check is good. And, they went pretty deep last year, as we all saw. So I guess, on the advisement of this Western Conference scout, and I think he knows his stuff, I'm going to include Minnesota in that list.
That is fair. I mean, listen, they were in the conference finals last year, and they've got a very easy schedule down the stretch. They could be a team to climb in the West standings for sure.
Dave, I want to go back to Luka, though.
Yeah,
let me just run back to Luka for a second. So I was saying this to George earlier today, and I maybe it's just me making this up, or maybe I'm actually seeing what I think I'm seeing. You're around him every day, and you're probably, I'm guessing, in the locker room seeing him without a shirt on. And the reason I say that is because I'm about to ask you this. to me, he looks like he has lost a bunch of weight. To me, he does look like he's gotten himself into significantly better shape than when he got here and everybody in Dallas was complaining about him. Do you see that, like, physically from him? Like, I'm looking at it from television or from, the 710 suite. I'm far away. Do you think that he looks like he's gotten himself into much better shape?
I don't know. On the weight loss front, I don't know. I mean, I do know it stands to reason if he was not playing basketball for 6 weeks and that is his main form of expending energy and burning off the calories that he consumes, he had to have lost weight in the month he spent with the Lakers. But I haven't picked up on that. I certainly feel like he's moving pretty freely. I thought when he first played in those games against Utah, he looked a little stiff, and I feel like you see a little bit more pop. Certainly, he's shown some burst. He's had several instances where he can read a pass coming from the backcourt into the front court, and he picks it off and is going to score on the other end. And I've seen that more and more as he's played more games. So those are indicators to me that he's in better shape. In terms of the weight loss thing, though, like maybe I just don't look at guys the way you do, Cappy. I just don't quite have the same kind of,
Well, these are scouting eyes. These are scouting eyes, Dave.
Okay.
If I were in the locker room every day, I'd be in the locker room. If I were the beat writer, I'd be like this. I'd be like, you know what? He's 235 and he looks a little flabby around the gut. Okay, fine. Then 2 weeks later, I'd be like, you know what? Down to 227 and looking a little leaner. And then 2 weeks later, I'd be like, you know what? I'm starting to see 2 abs. He's not a 6-pack, but a 2-pack. Like, I'd be monitoring this thing. Yeah, I would be.
Yeah. You'd be scanning players' bodies, but you wouldn't dare talk to players and people around the team about a player struggling during a playoff series. You wouldn't do that, though.
No, I'm a different kind of reporter. I'm a different Dave. I take a different perspective on the job. You know what I mean?
Hey, Dave. Before we let you go, and thank you for the time as always. It is March Madness time. I know that your alma mater has had a rough season this year, the Syracuse Orange. But I don't know how much college basketball you've watched. I've spent a lot of time cramming over the last several days to fill out this bracket. But I know this is going to sound easy and ridiculous, but I just feel like I'm looking at a lot of chalk in my bracket. I think St. John's, they're a 2 seed, could probably sneak in, but I'm seeing a lot of chalk. What are you thinking, big picture NCAA tournament?
A lot of basketball people that I respect that watch a lot more college basketball than I watch, and then basically I watch Syracuse, and I get to see the ACC because Syracuse plays in the ACC. So I'm not going to pretend that I am a expert here, but the experts that I do follow and speak to, a lot of people like Florida this year.
Yeah.
And so I haven't even got to the point of filling out my bracket yet.
Same.
I'm not going to do one where the first 4 are going to be involved. But I'm certainly paying attention to them, and I imagine I'll have Florida going pretty darn far.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I'm in the same boat. I've watched less college basketball this year than ever, and the only college basketball that I really watch is ACC basketball because you're a Syracuse guy, I'm a Pitt guy. I've seen North Carolina play like twice this year because they played Duke one day that ESPN was promoting the game, and then I saw them play against Pitt. So, for all this talk about North Carolina not belonging in the tournament and all the controversy, like to me, I'm like, yeah, I saw them play like twice. That's really all I know about those guys. But, George, you're right. I mean, it seems like it is a very, quote-unquote, chalky tournament. I guess we'll find out if we can find a Cinderella out there. Maybe a 13 could beat a 4 and make a run.
Look, here's what I've learned over the years, and again, things change. But like when I do all this reading about like what the gamblers will tell you to do in regards to like money lines,
what do
they
say?
always tell you if you're going to make those upsets happen, you got to do it early because as the tournament goes later, it becomes more chalky.
Yeah.
So like you always find a couple of upsets in that first round, maybe even in the second round. Like you may get a team sneak into the Sweet 16, but beyond that, it's very rare you get like a George Mason that makes that run. Or, I mean, people will say UCLA, but UCLA is a brand that made it from the first 4. So, yeah, that's kind of my MO. I'm looking at my bracket now because I have filled it out. I have Rick Pitino and St. John's beating Florida in the Elite 8. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys a quick question. You said you're looking at your bracket. I get ridiculed by friends of mine that are younger because I like a printable bracket. and I like to handwrite in
No.
who is
No, I just do
going
it on my
to
phone.
win.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're
Do you
doing the whole
print
thing
your
on your
boarding
phone.
passes out too, Cappy?
I don't print out my boarding
Whoa.
passes. I don't do that.
Cappy,
but
I'm on your side here. Cappy,
Yeah.
I'm on your side here. How dare
What
you?
is an
Lindsay?
honest question?
That was so out of pocket. Does anyone remember the sheet of integrity with Mike and Mike? You need the sheet to have the sheet of integrity. Come on here.
Yes.
yeah, I like to print the bracket, and I like to handwrite who's going to win. I like carry my bracket around with me. George, I'm impressed you do it on your phone.
Yeah, I do it on my phone. I mean, it saves digitally, Dave. I don't know if you realize that. I mean, there is that.
Cappy, what if you fill it out and then take a picture of it?
I could do that, but then I'd have to zone in on like which game and who wins and where the games are.
Cappy, I got your boys from San Diego winning a round. I just looked at it here.
UC San Diego to upset
George,
Michigan?
Yeah.
Nice.
Have the printed out bracket, then you can do your research and whatnot on the phone, and then you look at the phone and you have your little musings that you picked up on, and you go down and look at the bracket and fill things out.
No, I got you.
Printable
but
bracket.
I did it on my. I did that, because I did my research while I was on this 5-hour flight from Cleveland on Sunday. So like I just did the whole thing, and it took me like. It probably killed a good hour, 90 minutes to try to do it like in as thorough a way as possible, considering I don't have enough time to actually watch college basketball. So
hour and change to fill out your bracket?
Yeah.
I'll fill out my bracket in 90 seconds.
I mean, I could do that too, but I wanted to. I went deep dive. I'm like, I was listening to podcasts while I was doing it. I was reading some stuff. I wanted to be informed.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to fill out my bracket. I'm going to print it first, and then I'm going to handwrite everything in. Dave, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the whole Sharpie, that's the
I got it.
Phrase around this year. Yeah. Was you going to do that on your phone?
Can't do Sharpie on your phone. That's true. That would be very messy.
Phone.
Yeah. It's a fair point.
Come on.
Fair point.
Right. Printing it now.
Dave McMiniman, you're the man. Thank you for the time as always, brother.
Thanks, guys. Drake, that's my upset pick.
Oh, I got Drake too in the second
Fine.
round. There we go. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
All
Let's
right.
go.
All right, Dave. There he is. McMiniman.
Printing my bracket right now.
All right, Cappy. Radio Tinder is up next.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And if you love animals, you're part of our world. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Michelle Smallman here. Are you dreaming of seeing your team draft their next superstar? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Witness unforgettable moments and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, basketball fans. John Ireland here. You've seen Austin Reeves rise to the occasion, and now he's bringing that same drive to his latest signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Built for speed, support, and all-day comfort, these kicks are made for players who never back down. Austin was involved in every step, making sure the AR2s match his game. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Go to rigorer.com, R-I-G-O-R-E-R, and get your pair today. Rigorer.com.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So this has got to be 76, 77 in that range?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go 78.
Yeah.
Love the Bee Gees.
78, you're right, Cappy.
How about
Did
that?
You cheat?
I did not cheat. It's just that I can think about where I was as a kid, and I can see the album, the LP, and I know my dad would have it on the record player, you know, and Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta.
Was Charlie cutting up a rug during the disco era?
He definitely had a lot of like those kinds of albums. He had all kinds of weird stuff, man. I mean, really eclectic record collection. I can tell you that.
We should bring Charlie back in the studio.
I would love to.
I'm always a big fan of when Charlie's in the studio because then I ask him about stuff about your childhood and then he tells us the truth.
He confirms or denies.
Yeah,
we can make it a game show.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know,
Two truths and a lie.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah. I have a couple good radio tenders for you today.
Okay.
The first one being about legendary radio host Mike Francesa. So he now hosts a podcast sponsored by Bet Rivers Casino that's streamed live on YouTube. So during yesterday's show, he was discussing Rick Pitino and St. John's winning the Big East. And apparently, one of Francesa's producers spoke into his headset and accidentally off the air, and accidentally stated that the Red Storm had won the Big East via their conference best record. So this set Mike Francesa off because that's not the way that it works. So he went on to correct the producer, all while unknowingly still live on YouTube. So I want you guys to hear this clip. It's a little over a minute long.
I bet there's going to be some sort of explosion. Go ahead.
And you can only hear Mike Francesa, so you can't hear like the producer, but it's still hilarious. So this is what it sounds like.
Excuse me, who's correcting me? Hello? Stop. Break the tape. Now, who said that the Big East has been won already? They are the regular season champs, but that's not the championship for the title. The title, the trophy, comes to the winner of tomorrow night's game, no matter who it is. They have to do that because otherwise, why the hell have a tournament? If St. John's had already won the title, what are these 4 days for? So whoever said that is wrong. The championship of the league is decided tomorrow night. That's the title. That's who holds up the trophy. Whoever wins tomorrow night cuts down the nets. That's how it works. So whoever said that doesn't know what they're talking about. All right? Now let's go back and start this over again. And I don't want to hear you guys in my headset, okay? So whoever's bleeding through, knock it off.
Knock it off.
Nice.
What? No, we'll start over again. We broke off the air, didn't we?
Nope.
We're live? This was all on the air, just yell at you guys? You got to be kidding me. You guys have got to be kidding me. All right. I apologize for that outburst, okay, folks?
Well, not bad.
I didn't realize we were live. I thought we were taping this.
There's been worse.
Okay, that's my mistake.
I mean, that was actually pretty tame for him.
Now,
Right, totally.
So this is going to go viral now because I yelled at you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near where I thought it was going to be. I got
It's
to be honest
still
with you.
very funny because in the moment when he realizes they're live, and then he tries to like flip a switch and be like, "I apologize for that outburst, folks." And it's just so to me it was very funny.
He just knows that it's just going to cause grief.
Right,
But,
and then he says, "Well, this is going viral, right?"
Let me tell you something. People don't know what it was like. Like, I know the guys who used to produce like their show when they first started in the 90s and even in the early aughts. And like to work with those kinds of guys back then. I mean, if you ever watched the Howard Stern movie, right? Like you can see like the portrayal of Don Imus, right? And like those guys, like, it's not easy. Like those guys were like that. Again, that would have been tame for sure at any level prior to this.
Oh yeah, that was totally benign in comparison to other Francesa type outbursts.
But it's still funny.
Or any of those guys from that era.
Right. But that's just it, George. It's like, I know for me, when I was first coming up, I worked a lot for, rest in peace, one of my early mentors, Hank Goldberg. And Hammer and Hank was not easy because if you screwed something up or you did something that he didn't like, I mean, it wasn't the way it is now where we're all walking on eggshells. Hey, we got to be careful with what we say. Oh, my God, who's going to go to run to HR? I'm telling you, man, back in the old days, there was no HR. You got your ass handed to you. And that's the way it was. But me and you, George.
Just Stone Cold said so?
Yeah, me and you, we're just a bunch of softies. When there's screw-ups, we're like, it's all good. Whatever, good effort. Nice try.
Well, I think the way you play off screw-ups is just laughing it off now.
Yeah. I mean, but man, Francesa, that's the best thing that could happen to his podcast. I assure you is going viral.
Well, I was going to ask you guys if you've ever had like an accidental hot mic moment on live TV or radio.
No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like, not anything that's memorable, at least.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything where I'm like, oh, boy, that was a big screw-up right there.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, so an Oklahoma toddler called 911 with a report of an emergency, and it was so funny that the local police department shared the audio on their Facebook page. So I'm going to play this for you guys real quick.
Okay.
More 911, what's the address of your emergency? What? Hello, more 911.
What?
Hello?
Yes?
Do you have an emergency?
Hello?
Hello?
Donuts.
Donuts? I want donuts. An emergency?
Emergency donuts.
Are you going to share?
Right now.
You're not.
Emergency donuts.
Can I talk to Mom?
Bye. If you say.
So I think that this was adorable, and the kid was playing with like an old deactivated cell phone,
Right.
which apparently still allows you to like make emergency
yeah, you
calls.
can make an emergency, yeah.
And so his request for emergency donuts, turns out it did not go ignored because the police came to his house later to bring him some Dunkin' Donuts.
How about that?
That's cute.
So I want to ask you guys, have your kids ever gotten to any like mischief with your phone or computer or like technology before?
No, I think like a random FaceTime or something like that. But now they know how to use FaceTime, so it's a little different. But maybe back then, like just they grabbed it in like a random FaceTime or a call, but
They've
nothing. Not like to 911.
They've
right?
never like accidentally ordered stuff on like Amazon or
No,
anything? Because I've
no,
seen that too.
No, absolutely not.
Are you kidding me?
Well, Cap-
Accidentally.
I mean, your kids
Yeah,
do that all the time.
It's not an accident.
right. If they were smart, they would tell me it was an accident. But let me tell you, it must have been a slow day in Tulsa for the cops to
Yes.
be like, hey, you know what? We ain't got nothing to do. So how about
there's
we
a-
take the cute kids some donuts?
There's a reason we reference Tulsa.
Way to go, Tulsa.
I
Way to go,
think
Tulsa
it's cute that
PD.
they brought him, I think it's cute they brought him some donuts.
You got one more?
I do. So, according to a recent study, more than half of Americans have forgotten their manners, and it's all because of COVID-19. So, 47% of us are convinced that our fellow Americans have become more rude in the wake of the pandemic.
Oh, no question.
So, 20% said that others are a lot ruder now. So I wanted to ask you guys if you agree. Like, are people in general just way more rude since COVID happened?
Well, I will swipe right. I mean, listen, I think, I see people at airports all the time. And I get it. For some people, airports can be a little stressful, but it's, like so there's like, like, for example, if I'm jumping on a plane, right? And like certain airlines don't have like where you line up, right? Like Southwest has that, United has that. Most of the other ones are just like, hey, they call your group and you go, right? And like I usually will start walking, and then like if someone's like looks like they're in a hurry or whatever, like I'll let a couple people through and just like, or like you'll have that awkward interaction of like, oh, you go, no, I go. And my reaction to that is always like, we're all going to the same place, man. So just feel free. I don't care. Like, just get in front of me. It's all good, But yes, I do think I've seen like literal people fight for just like a one spot in line, which is absurd, or getting off the plane. Like, it's just like, bro, relax. Like, we're all getting off. It's all good. Let people in front of you off, and then you can go.
I hadn't really thought about people being more rude, and it's post-pandemic. But I will say this. I don't know if it's just social media or what.
That's part of it, I think.
But I really feel like people are nastier than ever before on social.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they actually get face-to-face with people, and they become even nastier there too. And again, I don't know if it's just a me thing or if everybody sees it.
Well,
there are
apparently
more
47% of Americans agree with you, Cap.
Well, there are more videos on social media of people getting into fights. George mentions the airport. People getting into fights on planes, people getting into fights with flight attendants, people getting into fights with people who work at the airport. Then there's just people getting into fights everywhere. I mean, there was that Lakers-Mavericks game a couple weeks ago. I didn't see it, but afterwards, out in the courtyard, there was a huge brawl. And it just seems like every day there is some massive brawl on my timeline. And I didn't think of it as being post-pandemic, but I guess you think back to that time and like you're worried about everybody's going to get you sick. And you're like, get away from me, you dirty animal.
Well, I think it's a culmination of a lot of things going on when that happened, because there was a lot of like social unrest and then the political world and COVID, and it was just like the perfect storm for people to like, I guess, just like isolate themselves. And then once everything, did start opening up, I feel like, to your point, Cappy, like just in general, people were like annoyed, pissed off, kind of like taking things out on other people. And I think that our lack of social interaction for so long definitely impacted that. Imagine the people that are like, were like 12, 13, 14, like you're in those formative years of like middle school when you're like making all your good close friends, and like they didn't have that because most people like were homeschooled for like 2 years.
Yep.
So it's like that has to have had a huge impact on like those people's like social linking like abilities, and I feel like us too, like just everybody. It was weird. And I think for the most part, people, one thing I like is that in general people dress a little bit more casually, especially in like the work office. Like I don't know if that's a product of COVID. I think it is, but you don't see like business casual so much anymore. People are a little bit more casual. That I like, but people, I feel like they're very mean, especially on social.
Yeah, people are ready to brawl at all times. Not me. I'm a lover. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey man, I don't want any trouble. I didn't come here to get hurt or hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. You hear that, DeAndre? I don't need to hurt anybody.
That's right. There's no need to.
I stand right behind you. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Anybody got any problem with me? So, all right, hey, that's Radio Tinder. And give me 1 second here to just mention my man Avner Gatt. And I've told this story. I'll tell it again, that Avner had gotten a call from a lady whose house was burned to the ground during the fires earlier this year. And Avner and I were talking. He was telling me this story, how he really wanted to like set her expectations low, because she was calling about, I got to deal with my insurance and I hear commercials and you're the guy to deal with it. And Avner was just he was just making sure he didn't have this woman believe, oh, don't worry, everything's easy. I'll take care of this in a snap. He was setting her expectations kind of low. And then all of a sudden she started crying on the phone. And Avner said to her, did I offend you? Did I say something wrong? If so, please excuse me. And she said, no, Avner, it's not that you said something wrong or that you offended me in some way. It's that you're the first person that I've spoken to that has actually given me hope. And here's what I want to say about that. If you're dealing with an insurance claim, it could be because of the fires. But let's just take the fires out of the equation, because that was a natural disaster. It could be that your home floods. You had a broken toilet or a broken water pipe or something happened, and now you're dealing with the insurance company, and the insurance company that you pay every month that's supposed to be on your side, they're making you feel like the bad guy in all of this. You can't have that. In fact, you shouldn't even deal with the insurance company. You should talk to Avner Gatt and let him handle it. Why? Because he's got decades of experience. He's got a full team behind him. He's got the relationship with all the insurance companies. You don't have these things. He does. So you call Avner Gatt and you let him fight for you, because he's a public adjuster on your side. 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. This is a family-run operation. You call, Avner answers the phone. Bring. You'll know it's Avner when you hear, hello. AvnerGatt.com, 818-917-5256. Your claim is our game.
Attention Lakers fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access via Ultra courtside to a once-in-a-lifetime experience at the UCLA Health Training Center, home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Visit UltraLakersShootAround.com, and you could win a chance to sink free throws and drain threes where your favorite Lakers players train. Winners will also get a behind-the-scenes tour and a chance to hang out with a Lakers legend. Presented by Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
21 years or older. No purchase necessary. Only open to residents of Los Angeles, Ventura, San Bernardino, or Riverside County.
That's UltraLakersShootAround.com for official contest rules.
Lakers fans, we're so close to crowning the Lakers GOAT. Join us on March 24th between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. at Ralph's PCH in Long Beach, 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway, to celebrate the search of the greatest fan of all time. Enjoy special appearances from Lakers legends like Byron Scott and AC Green. Grab some delicious bites from the BB Go food truck and enter for a chance to win Lakers tickets. Plus, cast your vote on site with us at LakersGoFoat.com and receive an exclusive Lakers GoFoat t-shirt. Don't miss out.
It's spring in the Southland, and the season of adventure is here. So why not hit the road in a brand new Kia from Kia of Carson? Whether you want a sleek sedan, a spacious SUV, or the latest hybrid or EV, Kia of Carson has the perfect ride for you. As one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country, we have all the latest tech-savvy vehicles that make the season of adventure more exciting. And Kia of Carson makes car buying easy, fun, and unforgettable. But don't wait. Our spring sales event is happening now. Hurry in today or shop online at KiaofCarson.com. Kia of Carson. Let's get you on the road.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710. Yeah. Sedano and Kap continues.
Really?
Right now.
Yeah. For all I know, we might not have tomorrow.
There's your guy, Neo, Cappy.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Love this song.
Who knew Neo the polygamist until Lindsay told us today?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm super impressed.
And this is with your boy Pitbull.
Right. Everybody dance somebody. Hey, yeah. Give me everything. I love this song.
It's a great song.
I'm going to turn a negative into a positive.
Correct.
I love Pitbull. I like the white suits. I like the sunglasses. And I like the positive message. Shout out to Pitbull.
Guess the year, if you haven't looked.
I haven't looked. I'll
Keep
say
the song going, DeAndre.
I'll say 2009-ish.
Close. 2011. I remember this. This was like like one of those like summer anthems. Like this was like a very popular song that summer, and I remember because I was. That was LeBron's when he lost the finals that year, and that song was everywhere we went. That song was playing in every arena that summer. And, that's what I remember. I remember it in J.J. Barea posting up LeBron. That's what brings back my memories.
That's
there.
funny that's what comes to your mind. What comes to my mind is I'm driving through the desert to Las Vegas for my daughter's soccer tournament back then. All soccer moms and dads out there, you guys know, man.
Yeah.
If you're playing club soccer, you're schlepping all over the place.
Yeah.
Big time. And so we would drive, just she and I, and we would open up the sunroof and open up the windows. And, dude, we would be cruising at 100 miles an hour listening to this song or like a Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. Because, girl dad, and, she was probably 12, 13 at the time, 14, whatever.
Yeah.
So I love that song. And I wish we would have gotten to the part where Pitbull kind of tells you, man, hey, I've been there,
Turn
done
a negative
that.
into a positive.
Right. Been there, done that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, LeBron turned that negative into a positive too. He he learned to play in the post with Akeem that summer after losing, and then became LeBron after that.
There you go. Well, I think he was LeBron before that.
He wasn't LeBron.
I mean,
before
he
that.
had no titles before that, so he was not LeBron before that.
He wasn't. He was titleless LeBron, and then he became.
He needed
titled.
a title.
He got it.
He found the switch.
Mm-hmm.
He found the switch because I'll tell you what, I still have never seen anything like watching him play in that finals. Like it was like the opposite of the switch. It was like the switch took his powers. Like it was weird.
Thought Dave McMiniman earlier this hour, George, brought up a really interesting point about LeBron, his injury, and when he'll return from injury.
Right. He believes, and he's guesstimating that Chicago, because, he wants to make sure he still can make the all-NBA teams and things of that nature, and he loves playing in Chicago, which I get.
Well, yeah. I mean, the playing in the house that Michael Jordan built was an interesting point, but I hadn't considered it. But, again, Dave put it out there. The way he said it was, look, he understands who he is. He knows who he is in the history of the game. 22 years into the league, and he wants on his resume that he's an all-NBA player.
Of course.
So he has to make sure that he gets
those 65 games, right?
11 of the last 12. He's got to play 11.
After this week is what
right.
he's saying.
So
yes.
but there's no margin for, there would be 12 games remaining according to Dave.
Yeah.
And LeBron would have to play in 11 of those 12 games.
Correct, to be eligible, yes.
And so if Dave is right, and I tend to believe that he is,
of course,
that LeBron this is an important thing for his resume. What excites me about that analysis is what you and I talked about a bit yesterday from Children's Hospital, which was this.
Right.
He's got to be back in time.
Right.
To give ample amounts of time to create the chemistry that it looked really good when Luka first got here. And, take away the game before the All-Star break and the game after the All-Star break. But generally speaking, there was an energy that the Lakers were playing with before LeBron got hurt. Now, give it up to Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect that game in Denver. Give it up to Luka and Austin Reeves last night. I mean, guys are still out there hustling and fighting, and they're determined, and they're diving for balls, and they're making plays. But you got to make sure that LeBron comes back with enough time to reintegrate, to make sure he's in the proper shape, even though we know he keeps himself in great shape. And the chemistry has to be there for this team to go make a run into the postseason.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. You know what I mean? And as we talked with Dave, I think that they're going to see in the second round one of the teams that, people are fearful of, whether that's OKC or Denver, maybe Golden State, maybe Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could potentially see one of those teams early before or at least before the Western Conference Finals. So, yeah, he's got to be ready to rock, and this team has to be as whole as possible and in sync. So I agree with that. One other thing we talked about with Dave was the NCAA tournament. Now, we talked about the men's. I'll tell you this, and for a couple years now, I've been pretty locked in on the women's tournament, equally almost as much as the men's tournament. They're on different nights in a lot of cases, so I think that also helps too. But, for all the people, and we talked a lot about Caitlin Clark last year, but for all the people that thought, college basketball would go by the wayside without Caitlin Clark, there was a story out today that the numbers for women's college basketball this year actually up like 3 or 4% from last year. So,
I will say that surprises me only because I use myself as my own case study. And the reality is I didn't get into any women's college basketball this year, whereas last year with Caitlin Clark, I did kind of get into it. Now, I will say this, that if you're in downtown L.A. and you're on the corner of Olympic and Figueroa, I mean, you can see if you don't think that Juju Watkins is a superstar, I mean, they have put up, 3 giant murals of her, and I think it's a Nike ad. You'd have to check me on that.
Yeah.
But, those are usually reserved for LeBron or for somebody else who is a major, major superstar, and there she is. So I guess I'm not really doing a good job of being a case study because I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bad example.
You fell behind the rest of America. Is what
I guess so. I don't know. Lindsay, did you watch a lot of women's college basketball this year?
I did not, but I did pay attention to USC.
Okay. How about you, DeAndre?
I think part of that, though, is that we're the home of USC basketball.
Those UCLA, USC games were fire this year.
DeAndre, though, I'm just curious. Am I alone in this, or am I like the regular guy that just never got into women's college basketball, not into the WNBA? Or, DeAndre, you're a big basketball fan. Did you watch a lot of USC, UCLA women's college basketball?
I wouldn't say I watched a lot, but I know enough of the women who do play now, which kind of enhances the game and makes it a lot more entertaining to watch, because when compared to men's, I wouldn't be able to tell you who's on the teams now.
Well, yeah. I would also say it bodes well for the sport of women's college basketball that it was up even in small percentages off of the Caitlin Clark phenomena, which goes to show that it seems more sustainable than I think people thought.
Yeah,
people stuck around.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Juju Watkins is going to break all her records. She's going to be around college basketball for 2 more years.
Is she really? What are the rules?
4 years. Or 22. You got to be. You have to be at least turning 22 by the draft.
You're kidding me.
Or
really?
4 years, whichever one comes first. Yeah.
Wow. So in the NBA,
I actually think it's brilliant for the women's game to be that way, because you know exactly who these people are when they arrive. Very similar to the NFL. Like it's basically a free minor league. Like, you know who they are now.
Yeah, but that surprises me only because you've always been the guy who's been like, "Hey, players, make as much money as you can as quickly as you can."
But they're making more money in if you're a star in college basketball, you're making more money than you are in the WNBA.
That might be the case. What was Caitlin Clark last year? I think she got paid $75,000 for her WNBA contract, but she got paid $5 million from Nike. Right. So I have no idea what kind of money a Juju Watkins makes in NIL, but I'm guessing it's a lot
Rich
more
Paul's
than $75,000.
her NIL agent, so I'm guessing it's a lot.
Yeah, probably a lot more than $75,000. But I didn't know that. Like in college basketball men's, one and done, that happens all the time. In the NFL, you have to be removed from high school 3 years. I didn't realize that the ladies, it's either 4 years of college or 22 years old, whichever comes first. That doesn't seem fair. But again, your point is that if you're a star in college basketball, you're going to make more than you are in the WNBA.
Listen, I was just actually watching an episode of All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and they had Cheryl Miller on. And she was like, also, it's funny because she also said, and it might be their most recent edition, to be honest with you, she actually agreed that she believes that this is the best model for women's college basketball because, A, you can get paid more now. B, you get the opportunity to have a bigger platform. More people are watching women's college basketball overall from beginning to end than they are watching the WNBA, although it's much closer now. But she basically said, you get paid in women's college basketball, and because the money's not there financially for the WNBA, that's where you earn like your stripes, like your playing stripes. So that's the way she labeled it, and it makes sense. You make a lot of money on the front end until they can make more money in the WNBA, that it's more beneficial, and that she thinks that if they change it, that would be silly, that it would be disadvantageous for the young ladies if they did that.
All right, well, I'm going to try and get into the women's tournament because you got USC and UCLA.
I mean, they're
two
two number one seeds.
Right, exactly. So
but
I got to try
look
and get
at the other women's team. You got South Carolina still. You got LSU. Like, those teams are really, really good. Notre Dame, Texas, like all those women teams are actually really, really good at entertaining. And like, obviously UConn as well with Paige Beckers. Like, those teams are really, really entertaining.
You could see Paige Becker, UConn against USC before the championship. Like, they could meet in the Final Four, and they met in the Elite Eight last year, and UConn beat them. So yeah, and look, South Carolina is a juggernaut. They're the Lakers. They're the Yankees. You know what I mean? Like, LSU, to your point, won the national championship 2 years ago with Angel Reese. But yeah, like I actually am very interested in the women's tournament. Because
you fill out a bracket yet?
I've almost filled out the bracket. I actually, hold on. I'm down to my Elite Eight, actually.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
spending
Cappy,
90 minutes, yeah?
I just looked it up, and Juju Watkins' known NIL deals are worth an estimated $765,000,
Wow.
and the base salary for a WNBA rookie is $78,000.
Wow.
So that's almost 10 times what you'd make.
Actually,
you know?
Cappy, I did fill it out, and I have USC winning.
The whole thing?
Yeah, so I'll
USC
tell you right
playing
now, my
UCLA
Final
in the
Four,
finals?
Final Four, I have UCLA, USC facing off each other, and I've got Notre Dame and South Carolina.
Okay. I will here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to print out now
the women's bracket.
The women's bracket.
Okay.
I printed out the guys' bracket.
Okay.
Here it is. Anybody
we can
watching
go
on
over
YouTube
it at some point,
Here it
Cappy,
is.
if you want. Yeah.
Here it is. I've got. When does the women's tournament start?
It starts Saturday, I believe.
Okay. I've printed the men's bracket.
Yeah.
Now I need to print out the women's bracket.
Oh, check that Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
There you have it.
All
right. We are way over the break, but we got 30 minutes nonstop. Let's get into back into the Lakers. We had Dave McMiniman on. I want to get into the Dodgers. There's some football stuff to get into. Lots of stuff.
And
what?
And I have a major middle-aged tech problem that I must discuss.
Okay. All that coming up next.
All right. But first, before we talk about that, hey, selling your home does not have to be a headache. It doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you can skip the agents, the commissions, and all the costly repairs, because by the time you pay for repairs and agents' fees, you could have already had your house sold for a very fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through. Do you understand? I mean, there's the math that you can do between what it costs for repairs and what it costs for agent fees versus the competitive cash offer and the speed with which Seller's Advantage is ready to buy your house. I'm telling you right now, you're going to come out ahead with Seller's Advantage. Here's a real Seller's Advantage customer. His name is Chris Chavez, and he said this, quote, Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone, always willing to help. I can't say enough about the experience. Much better than going through a realtor. So if you are thinking about selling your home, get your free, no-obligation cash offer today. You can call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, the home guy. Teaming up with Pechanga Resort Casino to give away a brand new house. Imagine yourself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home in incredible Temecula, California. All you need to do is play your favorite slots or table games at Pechanga Resort Casino. The more you play, the more entries you earn. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for complete details on Home Sweet Win.
Rules and conditions apply. Go to Pechanga.com for more details. The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
ESPN LA is proud to support Children's Hospital Los Angeles during the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign. CHLA is a leader in breakthrough treatments and research, giving hope to children facing complex conditions. From pioneering new therapies to advancing life-saving care, CHLA is committed to helping every child thrive. We're auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences thanks to generous donations from Black Gold Golf Club, Delta Airlines, and Pacific Palms Resort. Visit 710forchla.com to bid and make a difference today. That's 710forchla.com.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Beep, ba-da-bop.
Boom, beat-um-bop.
Do-da-da-da. By the way, Cappy, if you go to the ESPN Tournament Challenge, I did create a Sedano and Cap bracket contest. I mean, it's just for bragging rights.
Yeah, I see that.
So if anyone wants to join in, just go to the ESPN app, or you can download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app and just search Sedano and Cap, and then you can join our league.
I have a small problem, which is I clicked on the
you don't know how to do this, basically.
I clicked on the link, and then they asked me to sign in.
And you don't have a sign-in for ESPN.com?
And I don't know I have no idea.
Why don't you just create one?
Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should just sign up for a new account because I don't know my credentials for my old account.
Just create a new one. That'd just be way easier. Is this the midlife crisis you were having?
No. I have another problem. Should I jump into it here?
Yeah, just go ahead.
This is the kind of thing, George, where I'm going to need some help.
Yeah.
I'm going to solicit some advice, and I know that somebody out there is going to have answers for me. Okay.
So feel free, Captain.
All right, here it goes. Let me lay out the case for you, Your Honor. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
It goes like this. So I told you guys about 2 weeks ago that the television in my office blew up.
Correct.
Okay, but this is weird. On Sunday of this past weekend, George, I don't know how, but the TV came back to life. So I took it off the wall. I unplugged it. I changed out plugs. I tried to use different outlets. Nothing worked. I figured the TV's dead, right? All of a sudden, Sunday, the light is on in the bottom corner of the TV. The TV has come back to life.
Is your house haunted?
I don't think so. And I've gone out and I've checked like the circuit breaker and stuff. And like all the other things that are plugged into the strip, they all work. So I don't know what the problem is. I think the TV's like dying, not completely dead yet, on life support.
It's coming in and out.
Like Morales was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I
He came back from the dead.
He sure did. Now, George, under the assumption that the TV was dead and no longer usable, I decided I'm going to need to get a new television. I figure I'll go to Costco. They got good deals on modern smart TVs.
You can get like dude, I saw like the other day, you can get a 98-inch TV from TCL, who's like, a solid brand. You know what I mean? It's not Samsung. It's not, whatever, Sony. But $1,500, 98-inch TV.
I don't need 98 inches. You know what I'm saying? I can get by with whatever it is, 45, 50, 60,
no, dude,
whatever.
you've seen mine. It's like, I think we got like 80 maybe at the house. I don't know.
But in this room, I don't need that big of a television. Right. But okay, I figure I need a new TV, right? Yeah. And remember, I made the assumption that the TV is dead. And as we all know what Reacher says, assumptions kill in investigations. Okay, and I'm in a full-blown investigation.
But I mean, how big is this TV you're talking about?
It's probably like 50, or I don't know. I don't know the different increments, but from 47, the next one up. Let's say it's 55 inches. Let's just say. Okay. So I need a new TV, right?
Yeah, right.
But here's the problem, George.
Yeah.
Is that because I assumed the TV was dead?
Oh my God, a TV TCL, you can get one for $229, 55 inches at Best Buy.
Come on, you're kidding me.
I swear to God.
All right, so here's the issue. So I decide I think the TV is dead, and it's no longer serviceable, and it's an older TV.
Yeah.
So I take off what I had, which was a piece of hardware that was a cable box.
Right.
Not an old school cable, just a little one that kind of looks like an old school Apple TV, like a little square.
Like a little square.
So I pull it off the back of the TV. I take it to the local UPS store.
Yeah.
I ship it back to the cable company because you may remember that I told this story.
You were paying like $1 bazillion in cable.
It was ridiculous what I was paying for cable.
Right.
$300+.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people came at me on social media when I talked about this, and they right away, oh, you're a 1%er. You don't even know what money's going in or what money's going out. No, dude. I have 2 gigs of speed for my home internet, which is like ridiculous. People don't need this amount of speed, but when you broadcast oftentimes from home, you do.
You have the need for speed.
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now here's what happens. Let's just back up for a second. TV is dead. Pull the cable box off. Return the cable box to the cable company. Cancel the cable so in its entirety. And now I'm sitting here, and what do you suppose the big problem I'm facing right now is? All of a sudden, I don't have Spectrum Sportsnet.
Oh, so you can't watch the Lakers, right? Yeah.
Or the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Big problem.
Huge problem.
Right, but you can get their app.
Okay, so here, work with me now. So today, there's a story in the LA Times sports section, and here's the headline. Spectrum is finally offering a streaming-only subscription for the Dodgers.
Right, yeah. I mean, John and Mace were talking about it before the Lakers season.
Okay, so here's what I need, and this is where I need information. So I clearly understand now that for $200, I can buy the entire season of Dodgers baseball. Presumably, I need a smart TV. I need to download the Spectrum app, and I need to buy it. Is that right? Do I have this right, or do I not have this right? I don't know.
I mean, that
because
sounds
downloading apps on smart TVs seem very complicated for a guy like me.
It says here the Spectrum Sportsnet app allows authorized users to watch live games on demand content for the Lakers, the Dodgers, and the Sparks, requiring a Spectrum, DirecTV, or AT&T Uverse, Cox Catalina Broadband Solutions, or Hawaii Telecom subscription with Spectrum Sportsnet or Spectrum Sportsnet LA. Now, you're asking for the individual. Yeah, so... But I guess you're asking for the a la carte option.
What I'm
Just
asking
Lakers
is
games.
What I'm asking is this. No. Here's what I'm asking. I do use Cox Cable for my high-speed internet.
For your 2 gigs.
For my 2 gigs, I got Cox.
You got a lot of gigs, bro.
You got Cox? I got Cox. I don't know. You may use Spectrum. I got Cox. Okay?
I got Frontier.
Okay, so you use Frontier. I got Cox. Yeah. So I'm using Cox for my cable, or at least my high-speed internet. All I'm asking for is I need the Spectrum app, because I used to use Rachel's Spectrum.
Why don't you call
app
Spectrum?
And say, hey, who can I talk to about the app?
Call Spectrum. They have an 800 number.
Okay.
And just say, hey, I want to purchase your app so I can watch my local sports teams. What does that cost? What do I need to do? And
I want to watch the Dodgers, and I want to watch the Lakers.
And you should want to watch the Sparks, too, because it's in there.
And I don't want to have a cable box. And I don't want to pay $110 for HBO that I don't need because I've got the Max app.
They're selling the app.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm fairly certain because my mom has, I think it's Spectrum in Ohio, and there is a digital option because she was trying to cut down on her cable costs. And it's like a digital option where you don't need the cable box. It's just the Spectrum app, and it's like $100 cheaper.
All right, help me, George.
So it is
doing
$29.99 a month or $199 annually.
Right, but is that just for the Dodgers?
I think that's just for the Dodgers.
Okay, so then I got to add to it for the Lakers?
Right, I don't know. You got to ask them. Yeah,
I mean,
how you add the Lakers.
But don't you remember my whole complaint is that my cable bill was out of control. I got 2 gigs, so I'm paying a lot for that.
So
then I was paying $110 for cable, which I don't need other than Spectrum. All I need is Laker games and Dodger games.
But let's just say the Lakers and Dodgers are both $200 for the year. It's $33 a month.
Okay, I have another quick question though.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that I can do? Because here's the reason
How about this? Let's call Trudell. He'll know.
Oh, Trudell will know?
I mean, he might, I'm assuming. I mean, he works for Spectrum.
I mean, all I know is this, is that I got rid of the cable because it was $110 that I didn't need it, okay?
Yeah.
And now my son, the smart guy, okay, who I rely on because he's 24 and I figure he knows a lot more about technology than I do.
Right.
He goes, oh, don't worry about it. You'll get all the Laker games on Fubo. Well, guess what? Unless they're nationally televised on like TNT or ESPN, I'm not getting my local Spectrum broadcast.
Oh.
I mean, it's a problem here, George.
I mean, why is it there's always an issue with you in technology?
because I've reached an age where these sorts of things now are problematic for guys like me. Okay? I mean, I've reached this middle-aged thing.
You're that guy. You're that age.
And by the way, if I'm middle-aged, I'm going to live till 110. Okay?
I mean,
so
you're
maybe
probably
I'm not
middle-aged.
Right. Maybe I'm beyond middle-aged now.
You're like 2/3 of the way there.
I mean, I got to tell you something. People say to me all the time, wow, you're a young guy to have such, kids that are 24 to 21, 22. How is that? What are you, like 35? And I'm like, thank you. But believe it or not, I'm a little bit older than that.
Yeah,
I mean,
here we
I know
go.
I look
Spectrum
young.
is finally offering a streaming-only subscription for the Dodgers. Yeah, so you have
Okay.
to. I guess you have to buy them separately because it's Spectrum Sportsnet, and then for the Lakers, and then Sportsnet LA for the Dodgers.
Okay, so wait a second. So then, in the end, I canceled my $110 of cable because I didn't need HBO or anything else that I bought that I didn't even know I had because I didn't need it because I got all the apps. And now you're telling me that I'm going to wind up spending $200 for the Dodgers, plus I'm going to spend
For the
$200
year.
for the Lakers. I got it, but shouldn't I just go back to my cable?
I mean, I don't know. I think that'd be easier personally, but
This is a pain in the ass. I thought I was cool. I'm cutting the cord. I'm cool. I've got a smart TV. I'm digitized. In the meantime, I'm an idiot.
Well, wait, Cap. I just saw that there's Watch Lakers on Spectrum Sportsnet Plus.
Yeah.
Which sounds a direct-to-consumer streaming subscription service that delivers a 24/7 feed of Lakers. So I
Okay.
feel like that's the same thing as the Dodgers, right?
yeah. But how much does that one cost?
Let's find out. How much is the Dodgers one?
That one is $200 for the year, $29.99 a month.
All right, so this one is $20.
The
So
Lakers
that's-
is cheaper.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, less games.
Or
Right, half the-
179.
half the number.
Let's say you do the year thing. What is the Dodgers year one again?
199.
Okay, so that and then 180 for the year for this.
Okay, so I'm up to $400.
Right.
Divided by 12.
Okay.
You're
how
saving
much?
money. You're still
George,
saving money.
George, 400 divided by 12 is how much? $38?
I told you $33 a month.
$33. Did you use
Yeah.
a calculator or did you do that off the top of your
I
head?
did it off the top of his
Yeah.
head.
Boy, look at the big brain on Sedano. Wow. All right, so, Lindsay, do me a favor, because you see, this is exactly what I needed.
That's
Thank
less
you,
than
guys.
110.
It is. I want to
Half the
thank you
price,
guys.
Less than 1/3 of the price, right?
Because,
Almost.
guys, you got to
So you don't
understand.
want HBO ever again? You're not
No,
going to
I
watch
got
House of the Dragon?
I got
He has
Max.
Max.
I got
He pays
Max.
for
I got
that.
I got the app. I got Max. I don't need
So
anything.
You were paying for HBO
So you just
on
don't
cable.
you don't want to watch
Right.
like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Dude, I got YouTube TV.
I'm
I
the
got
same way as
Fubo.
you, Cap.
I got
Wait,
plenty
but you
of
got all
channels.
those?
Yeah.
You don't need YouTube TV and Fubo. Just pick
Just
one.
pick one.
Fubo.
You're kidding me. Really? They're not the same? I mean, they don't do
It's all
different
the
stuff?
same crap.
In
Oh,
fact,
I don't need- come on.
Fubo has more because there's like a dispute with YouTube TV and a couple of
Right,
different
Fubo's
providers.
actually better, and you
Yeah.
can watch like the Pac-12
But-
network doesn't
but-
exist anymore. Sorry,
Yeah.
that used
But
to be
I
an
got-
easy way to watch the Pac-12 network.
But YouTube TV is where the NFL is. Right? Like where you got the
yeah,
multi-screens.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, they have it on
Right.
Fubo too. I
They
watch
do?
all the games on Fubo.
Yeah, but do you get the multi-4-screen deal?
No, it's not the same setup.
All right, Lindsay, do me a favor.
You don't have the NFL Sunday ticket on Fubo.
That's correct.
All right, we have workshopped this, and I want to say thank you. Okay, I want to say thank you to the team because sometimes I need a little bit of therapy when it comes to technology. That's number one. And number two, workshopping this. I haven't even checked the circle of trust yet for people's answers.
They don't care about
No,
this
they do
either.
care. No, they do care.
They haven't really answered on
No,
this.
they will answer.
The
They
last-
will.
No, because the last thing was 19 minutes ago before we went to break.
All right.
And it was about women's college basketball.
Okay, all I know is this: somebody help me. That's all I'm asking for.
We just helped you.
You did.
I mean,
Okay, when
literally,
you're here tomorrow-
this show has become us literally teaching you
Like
how to
helping
save
you
money.
through life.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Appreciate
tomorrow
that.
when you come in, Cappy,
Yeah.
we will get this hammered out.
I don't know if people are that interested in, especially not for 12 straight minutes. But I mean, whatever.
No. This you don't seem to understand something, buddy. Okay, let me tell you
Maybe
something.
we should reserve one segment a week for this. You know.
Yeah, because let me
Like
tell you something right
Cappy's
now.
technology gripes.
Right, because yesterday when we had on
Or
that
Cappy's
liver
getting
doctor,
old.
right, when we had on that liver doctor yesterday at Children's Hospital, and people found out that you could actually donate a part of your liver to
So
help
you're
a
saying
kid.
there's somebody out there listening who didn't know how to get the Dodgers on the Spectrum app or the Lakers on the Spectrum app?
1,000%.
I mean, there might be one person
No,
out there.
Hey,
there's
if
a
you
lot
help
of people
one
out
person,
there.
it's worth it.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there that are having the same tech problems that I'm having that did the same thing I did. They cut the cord because they were being cheap and they thought that they were actually saving money. Then they found out that the shows that they need and the channels that they need are not available to them anymore, and then they don't know what to do.
No,
we have just helped people, George. George.
I think most people probably workshopped what they were going to do to be able to watch games
Before the season.
they canceled. The
Right.
cable.
I didn't mean to cancel in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
I
probably
mean,
was
things are heating up now with the Lakers, and I don't have Spectrum Sports.
Yeah,
then
I
all
know.
of a
You
sudden.
couldn't even watch Luka.
I mean, I listened to John Ireland last night call the game the whole way home. Freaking joke, man. Cable, please.
Anyway, Cappy.
Help me. Somebody send me what I need.
Attention Laker fans, by the way, Cappy, speaking of the Lakers. Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access. You can win a chance to tour the UCLA Health Training Center where the Lakers train, and you can shoot around with a Lakers legend. Enter now at ultralakershootaround.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer. Must be 21 or older. No purchase necessary. That website again, ultralakershootaround.com.
Nice job by you.
Yeah. Speaking of the Lakers, who worries you, Cappy? We were talking to McMiniman earlier. He brought up Minnesota as kind of like another team you need to watch out for. I mean, they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. Ant's a year older. He's got the experience. They're playing good basketball despite losing the other night. But, there's them. I don't think enough people are giving OKC the requisite amount of respect when they have the highest point differential in the history of the NBA this season. Like, they are beating teams by a wide margin, the wider margin than we've ever seen. They're beating them like a drum. And this notion that, they're young or whatever, and I get it. Historically, the young teams don't win, but we haven't seen a lot of young teams with the average age of under 25 be the number one seed in the West 2 years in a row.
So we're not giving the requisite amount of respect is what you're saying.
I believe so. And then, look, I think people are giving Denver respect. If anything, I think people are giving Denver maybe a little too much respect, personally. But I understand it because they've been there, they've done that, they've won it. At least their core of four guys, and Jokic being the best player on the planet, so I can understand it. I even kind of understand the Warriors some, too, even though I don't think they're as good as maybe, the last 16 games will show you. But, yeah, I think to me, if I had to pick two teams in the Western Conference today, it's the Lakers and the Thunder.
Yeah, you asked me, who worries me. And I mentioned to you during our conversation with Dave McMiniman, I have not seen a lot of Houston this year. But Houston is coming to L.A. on April 11th. I understand, but they are number 2 right now in the Western Conference.
Here's the difference. They're young, and this is like their first rodeo, though. You know what I
understand.
mean? Like, they weren't even a play-in team last year. And now, they're playing well. They're good. Don't get me wrong. But they're not ready for what – and by the way, they have a coach who coached in the finals. Like, he's going to try to do everything to get them ready. But there is a difference between regular season speed and what you're going to see and what you need to be ready for come playoff time. And you can have the best coach in the sport, and I don't think he's the best coach in the sport, but I think he's one of the better ones. And you can do everything you can to prepare them until they've actually seen it, right? It's the old Mike Tyson adage, Cappy, right? Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And I think that's when I see Houston, I think they've got some shortcomings, particularly on offense, even as great as they are defensively. And I think that they're still a ways away.
Well, your question was, who worries you? And my answer is, I haven't seen a lot of Houston. I see what their record is. I see where they are in the conference. And I'm curious to see what they look like. So they're going to play the Lakers on Friday, April 11th, and that's my big scouting trip.
Yeah.
When I look at Denver, of course, if you're a Laker fan.
And we'll see them tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. You going to be at this game? Are you doing the game tomorrow?
I am doing the game tomorrow.
All right. I will be in the house. I will be there. So tomorrow, Denver, I'm curious about this game for this reason. Obviously, we know there won't be any LeBron. There won't be any Rui. And frankly, last week when they played at Denver and they were 15.5-point underdogs, the Lakers were, I thought that Denver was going to blow them off the court.
Right.
And they didn't.
They played very well, the
Austin
Lakers.
Reeves and Dalton Connect crushed it that night.
Yeah.
So Denver worries me, obviously. Golden State really worries me.
Worries you?
Mostly because you know about the core of their team, you know about their coach, you know about the addition of Jimmy Butler, and what worries me is that the Lakers could find themselves playing Golden State early in the postseason. And it's one thing to play them.
Well, you don't want them in the first round, yes.
Right. That's what I'm getting at, is it would be a real shame for everybody that one of these two teams knocks the other out in the early part. And what would really worry me would be if the Lakers were on the losing end of that. So that Golden State definitely worries me. I mean, otherwise, like I think about Memphis and I think about Minnesota, and even you make a case for Minnesota.
Minnesota worries. I mean, they've done really well against Minnesota, but I just don't think you want to see that team in the first round.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, I guess for me, to answer your question, Oklahoma City, because you've been touting them all year.
They're good.
Denver, because of the history between the two franchises. And Golden State just worries me just because of the old guys versus the old guys, and some old guys got to go early, and I would hate for it to be the Lakers against Golden State in the early parts of the playoffs. That's my answer.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
What do you think, D?
That doesn't experience help. Obviously, you got LeBron James on your team. Been there, done that. Luka Doncic is fresh off of a championship run. Wouldn't that help, too, especially with the amount of stuff that has come out about Luka Doncic, how he doesn't take anything serious? Like, I feel like he's going to be fueled by a lot of stuff come playoff time to be ready to go, right? And if you look at it right now, they play against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Lakers have had the Grizzlies' number, especially when it comes to the playoffs.
That's who you want.
And that's who you do want to be matched up if it came down into today. But I feel like the only team that would really concern me is the Thunder. But you mentioned early on that when the Thunder get into a shooting slump, they kind of struggle when it comes offensively. And you know, obviously, I feel like the calls. I'm not the one to criticize referees or anything like that, but Shai Gilgeous does get to the free throw line a lot. But I do feel like when it comes playoff time, I feel like the calls start to have a little bit more limitations.
A little tighter.
So I feel like that will be a little bit of effect as far as how they like to play as far as the Thunder. But I don't know if there's any other team besides them that gives me the worries, because the Lakers went out there in Denver with 6 guys out of the lineup, and they were competing with them throughout the whole game. And they literally had a chance to win. And obviously, late game stuff happened. But I feel like the Thunder are the only team in the West to really give the Lakers
By
a
the
real
way,
issue.
By the way, it really mostly because I think that Lou Dort gives Luka problems. And if you look at kind of their matchups, Luka's going to get shots up, but he just makes him work in a way that I think he's the best perimeter defender in the sport, Lou Dort.
I mean, we've seen it with Jaylen Brown. I mean, I know it's obviously the Eastern Conference, but that whole game, he was just up in Luka Doncic, 94 feet the whole game, just making him work.
Yeah.
I want to see tomorrow night. I want to see the Lakers come out tomorrow night. Presumably, Luka plays. He did not play last week when they played at Denver. Again, a game where the Lakers were 15.5-point underdogs, and I think the final score they may have lost by like 4 points. So, and it took Joker till the very end to kind of put the game in the bag. I want to see the Lakers come out tomorrow night at home against Denver, a team that they've had no success against the last few years. They finally beat them in Denver a few weeks back. Everybody talked about believing and defensive scheme, and was it too early to show off this defensive scheme? I want to see the Lakers tomorrow night, even without LeBron, without Rui. I want to see the Lakers go out tomorrow night and win that game against Denver. Build confidence against that team.
Do you believe?
Well, do you?
We'll see. I'll let you know at
we'll
about.
see
10,
when LeBron gets
I'll
back.
let you know at about 10 o'clock tomorrow how I feel. I mean, that I reserve the right to change there as well. Cappy, we were talking about the Dodgers earlier. Who has the most pressure on them, on the Dodgers this season? It could be the manager. It could be a player. It could be whoever you think. It could be the front office executives.
Who has the most pressure? Wow. Let's see. Let me think this out here for a second. You ready? I mean, Freddie had this incredible run in the World Series.
Yeah, he's already knighted. Yeah, he's good.
He's not going to duplicate that. You're right. He's knighted. We should be calling him Sir Freddie Freeman.
Right.
Mookie is the most selfless guy. Moves around lots of different positions. So I don't think there's a lot of pressure there per se.
Correct.
You've got the superstar Japanese pitchers. I mean,
I think that's where I would start if I was going players.
Okay,
that those guys, Yamamoto especially, because they gave him a $300 million contract. Now, look, we were all in the regular season, we didn't see enough of him. Right, he got hurt, and then it was like. And then he delivered in the playoffs, which is what you wanted.
World Series,
for
sure.
But going into it, especially in the World Series, we were like, oh, what's going to happen here? Like, what are we going to see? It was very much like a question mark. But can he duplicate that? Because, again, you poked fun at Dylan Hernandez about his column that he could be a Cy Young kind of guy, but you paid him $300 million because that's the expectation.
I'm going to go out on a limb here because I think my first thought might have been, can Ohtani have the kind of year that he had last year with the power numbers and the stolen base numbers? But I'm going to go in a different direction here. You ready for this? I'm going to give you one that you're probably not thinking about. How about Blake Snell as the player with the most pressure.
I hadn't thought about that, but that's not a bad one.
Here's why.
I feel like a lot of people forgot that they even signed him.
Well, because he was the first one. It was so long ago.
Yeah. And here's the thing about Blake Snell. Blake Snell, and Dodger fans will remember this vividly because the Dodgers were playing against Tampa Bay, and Blake Snell got taken out of a game after 5 innings, and he was on fire that night, and then the Dodgers wound up winning that game and turned the whole thing around, as I recall. Blake Snell then went to San Diego, where he had a couple of really nice years, including his last year where he won the Cy Young in a year where he had a great performance. He was in a contract year, but the team didn't do very well, and then he took off. And if you remember, George, what happened to Blake Snell was nobody signed him in the offseason.
Right.
And it was late in spring training
Yeah.
where he signed with San Francisco, and he got off to a really bad start with San Francisco, but he had a great finish to the season.
Yeah.
And he even had, as I recall, he had a no-hitter last year with San Francisco. So now, as Blake Snell said, I've had a couple of chances, both in Tampa Bay and in San Diego, and he said, if you can't beat them, join them. So Blake Snell, and I don't remember exactly what his contract number was, but it was a big money deal.
Yeah.
And so Blake Snell is sort of a forgotten guy because you've got the superstar Japanese pitchers and you've got like a Dustin May coming back. I'm going to go with Blake Snell having a lot of pressure to immediately make a major contribution to the Dodgers.
It wasn't a Yamamoto deal, but it was still a lot. 5 years, 182.
Yeah. So I can't do the math that fast. So what are we looking at? Like almost $40 million a year, 30 some odd million a year. Yeah.
Yeah. It's here's what I would say. It's about 45-ish. Yeah.
And the thing about Blake Snell is that his career, he has primarily been like a guy who goes 5 innings.
Oh, yeah. He's not a guy that goes deep into games very often.
And the thing about this is on this team,
he doesn't need to.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He should never be going more than 5 innings.
Right.
He could have a no-hitter through 5 innings, yank him. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As we've seen that before.
We have, actually. Well, not about 5, but yeah, we have.
And I guess there is, I suspect, I don't know if I'd call it pressure on Dave Roberts. The only
There's
thing about
always
Dave,
pressure on him. He knows it.
But here's where the pressure is a little bit off, is that when you're one of the lower paid managers in baseball, and there's always this talk about if you don't win, then we're going to get rid of you. Well, they not only won, but then they rewarded Dave
Right, so
and
now
made
he's
him the
getting paid
highest
the
paid
big bucks.
manager.
Yeah.
Right. So in some ways, the pressure's off because what he knows is they're not inclined to fire me because they're not going to have to, want to pay me. And I'm not saying that the Dodgers don't mind writing checks. They will. They're the Dodgers,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But Dave has probably bought himself, I got to think, 2 or 3 years with this most recent World Series.
2, I don't know. How long was the deal for?
That's a good question. I don't know what the contract was for Dave.
Yeah.
But let's assume it's, 3 to 4 years. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'd like to know that. That's an important detail.
What 4 years.
4 years, and let's just make up a number here. Unless there
he
it
gets
was reported. 2. Okay, so what was the total contract? Did it say? Because
32.4.
4 years, 32.4.
8.1 a year.
8.1. Yeah, because that makes him the highest paid manager in baseball. Yeah, that's not the kind of money that would dissuade a team like the Dodgers.
I mean,
from writing
honestly,
a check
if it was
and
like a
firing
disaster,
somebody.
I could see them being like cut after 1 if they really wanted to. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know, man. He is beloved in that clubhouse.
Oh no, I know,
and
understandably so. We love him. I love him.
Yeah, and remember,
listen, I'm the one that's got his bobblehead right here.
And remember, Ohtani is tied to him. And well, I guess it's really more Andrew Friedman that he's tied to. But Dave is very, very well liked. I would go so far as to say adored and loved inside that clubhouse.
Adored and loved.
Both.
Wow.
Not just one or the other.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay. I got you, Kepi.
Who do you think?
I think it's Yamamoto. He's the high-paid guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Snell's a good one, though. I wouldn't – Sasaki probably, too, although he's not making the kind of money.
It's also his first year in the major leagues.
Correct. Right. But, listen, man, people were bugging out about Yamamoto, and it was his first year in the league.
But to your point, $300 million.
Right. So, but I still think it's him for the most part.
Yeah, you don't think it's Tommy Edmonds?
Definitely not Tommy
You don't
Edmonds.
think so? You think Tommy's okay? Huh?
Yeah, Tommy's all right.
All right. You don't think it's Teoscar?
Yo, Tommy! Not Tasker. I mean, although he could get some heat for sure. I mean, it's now $100 million for 3 years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a small deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know? I like Tasker, though.
I am kind of excited for the start of the baseball season.
I'm ready, dude.
Yeah,
I wish the games weren't at 3 in the morning.
Right,
Hell,
I'm
if it was at 6, I'd watch.
Right, I'm not ready for 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've also made my case about not being ready for the regular season to start and then go back to exhibition games. But that all being said, I think it's next Thursday-ish sounds like the start of the baseball season. Does that sound right to everybody?
Usually
next
around
Thursday?
like the 31st, 1st.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah. So, we got to get through the men's tournament, though, first. I mean, that's going to be like a fun time. Like, you get like the Final Four, the start of Major League Baseball, Elite Eight or whatever. Like, NBA's wrapping up,
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time.
Don't forget about the NHL.
And the NHL, yeah.
Go Kings, go.
Yeah. You watching the Kings?
Not enough, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not enough.
No, we'll bandwagon it for sure.
Oh, 100% we'll jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, we'll bandwagon.
Just got to wait for the right time. I mean, for me, college basketball starts tonight.
Tonight, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're playing their way in tonight. San Diego State and North Carolina at 6:10 p.m. tonight. That's the start of the college basketball season for a guy like me.
There's actually a game on right now. St. Francis versus Alabama State in the first 4.
You know what, DeAndre? I would be watching it, but guess what?
What's up?
The TV in my office it's not working.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You forget about that?
Yeah, I did forget about that.
I mean, 15 minutes ago, I was talking about this.
So right now, the Kings would be the 7 seed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in the playoff picture, which is good.
Okay, very good. You're doing a lot of good research while we're on the air right now. Very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking up contracts. You're looking up, like, apps for TV. You're looking up prices for Dodgers games.
I'm here to
all
help
year.
you, Cap.
You are, man. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't care what DeAndre says about you, George. I think you're doing great.
It's easy to do when he doesn't have 80 million windows open. He just uses tabs.
Right. I
Cappy.
use
You
tabs.
gotta learn
Tabs
the
definitely
tabs.
help.
Yeah, I'm a window guy.
Use the
Use
tabs.
the tabs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tabs, bro.
Life-changing.
Did you drink Tab back in the 80s?
Oh, my grandmother, that was her soda of choice. Before Diet Coke, my grandmother drank Tab.
She was a Tab?
Oh, Tab and ice milk every night. She'd take a big old scoop of what was called ice milk.
Oh, so
not
she
ice
had like
cream.
a Tab float?
Right, so she would literally take vanilla ice milk, not ice cream.
I'm not a float kind of guy.
And she'd put the ice cream in a glass, then she'd put a bunch of Tab inside the glass, and Grandma would have, and then we'd go watch Star Trek together.
Star Trek was cool.
Yeah, I mean, this was the 70s, you know?
DeAndre's like, what's tab?
Yeah, what's Star Trek?
It was like a soda. It was like a diet soda.
I told him it's pop.
Yeah, it was like in a pink can.
Yeah.
Tab.
Is it good?
It was Diet Coke. They just rebranded it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah. You tell them, George.
All right, Cappy, you tell them about Real Father's Rights before we go to break for Big
I
Deal or
would
No Deal.
absolutely love to. Hey, guys, listen to me. I had a guy come up to me yesterday in Children's Hospital. I don't want to say names, but a gentleman came up to me yesterday, and he goes, hey, man, I hear you talking about Real Father's Rights. I'm going through it right now. And this gentleman did tell me that he called Mark Real at Real Father's Rights. He used our dedicated phone number, which is 833-ESPN-710. And he said, I'm glad that you talk about Real Father's Rights because I'm going through it right now. I said, what do you mean going through what? And he said, I'm going through a divorce and I'm going through a child custody situation right now. Hey, guys, if you find yourself sidelined in your child or children's lives, okay, you need to be a part of their lives. They need you as part of their lives, and you got to battle. And you got to get the happiness you deserve. You need to get the justice you deserve. That's where Mark Real and Real Father's Rights comes in, because Real Father's Rights, the law firm, we are fighting for dads and we are scoring for kids. If you've got a child custody case, a child support case, if you're going through a divorce, if you are unfortunately dealing with domestic violence, and by the way, that goes both ways. If maybe you're having to deal with a restraining order, let me tell you something, major pain in the ass that can cause for you, okay? Real Father's Rights, we are here to help. Whether you're in L.A., OC, IE, SD, anywhere in Southern California, we can help. Our phone number is 833-ESPN-710, 833-ESPN-710, and our website just for ESPN 710 listeners, Real Father's Rights, RFR710.com, RFR710.com. Let's get real with Mark Real and Real Father's Rights.
Attention Lakers fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access via Ultra courtside to a once-in-a-lifetime experience at the UCLA Health Training Center, home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Visit UltraLakersShootAround.com, and you could win a chance to sink free throws and drain threes where your favorite Lakers players train. Winners will also get a behind-the-scenes tour and a chance to hang out with a Lakers legend, presented by Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
21 years or older. No purchase necessary. Only open to residents of Los Angeles, Ventura, San Bernardino, or Riverside County.
That's UltraLakersShootAround.com for official contest rules.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. 1 ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Cap. Thinking about selling your home? Seller's Advantage makes it easy. No agents, no commissions, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With Seller's Advantage, we'll make you a fair, competitive cash offer with no surprises. Check out what one of the sellers had to say. Seller's Advantage was a lot easier, faster, and more rewarding than listing my house. I worried about getting a low offer, but theirs matched the value I was hoping for and much higher than their competitors. They gave me time to decide, and the process was friendly, fast, and anxiety-free. I highly recommend Seller's Advantage. Call Seller's Advantage today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer. That's sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right, too.
Oh, it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Cap right now.
All right, we ready for a little big deal?
Or no deal. Take it away, Linz.
Let's do it.
Thanks, guys. We'll do one really fast here. So you guys remember last week when I told you about Rich Rodriguez, who's returned as the head coach of West Virginia football. And he said last week that his players will not be allowed to dance on TikTok. Turns out there's apparently some legal concerns about his ban. So the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, known as FIRE, wrote a letter to the school's athletic director, which reads, in part, quote, "As a public institution, WVU is bound by the First Amendment to protect student expression, including students' right to post on social media without interference from government actors." And then it says, the players don't hand in their expressive rights when Rodriguez hands out shoulder pads at the start of training camp. Because student-athletes are students first, their right to free expression off the field must commensurate to other students on campus.
Must be commensurate with other students?
Correct.
I don't think they're commiserating, are they?
You're right. So is Rich Rod's modern-day Footloose situation a big deal or no deal, Cappy?
First of all, the organization that jumped into this, I would say two things.
Fire.
One,
that's what they're called, Cappy. Fire.
Yep, fire. One, they're right. And two, they should mind their own damn business. You know, like you, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this phrase or not before, but two things can be true at once.
Never heard that one. That's a good one.
Thank you. They are right that these guys, they're football players. They're students at the school. They have every right to go out there and do whatever they want creatively and expressively on social media, and the coach should not be able to take that from them. That's true. On the other hand, mind your own business, butt out. This is my football
their entire
program.
Business is what they just did.
I understand. What I'm saying, though, is I'm coming at it from Rich Rod's perspective now.
Yeah,
hey, this is my football program. Mind your own freaking business. But in the end, if I had to side with one or the other, I side with Fire. These kids should be able to do their own TikToks, and even if they're dancing and Rich Rod thinks they're not tough looking because they're out there twerking, tough crap, Coach.
All right. There you go.
Some of the NIL deals are like dependent on TikTok
I know.
dancing.
Well, what do you think, Georgie?
Yeah, I let the kids do whatever the hell they want. As long as they play football, who cares? You know?
Yeah, just stop dancing and play.
I mean, let them dance, let them play. They can do both. You can chew gum and walk at the same time. Like, it's so dumb. Like, only in football would they do something like this.
Right. Well, in football, coaches think that they're in control of everything, number one.
Not
and
anymore.
Number two, but the dumbest thing of it all is we don't look tough when we're dancing on TikTok.
Oh, whatever. All right. That is Big Deal, No Deal, an abbreviated version. Cappy, let's talk prize picks before we get to Seller's Advantage, Dealer's Choice, coming up in a second. But first, if you want sports action in the state of California, the place is Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus, and it's as simple as more or less. Yep. So you have a bunch of players, pretty much in every sport, every individual player in pretty much every individual sport or team sport imaginable, and they will have a stat for them assigned to them. Points, rebounds, assists. In football, it'll be yardage, touchdowns, whatever. And you go more, you go less. You bundle a bunch together. The more you bundle, the more chances you have to win a bigger prize, Cappy.
I will tell you guys this, that today is Taco Tuesday on Prize Picks.
Yeah.
Earlier today when
I'm
I
not
set
having
my
tacos today on Taco Tuesday, though.
I already had tacos today.
Oh.
When I made my lineup earlier today, it's a 5-pick flex play. It's $20 to win $200. I took Cameron Johnson from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They're playing against Boston tonight, and his number was down to 12.5 points. He's already got 6. It's halftime, so hopefully we'll get that. I also decided to play a whole bunch of combination plays, special plays.
Little combo.
But then I decided to go in another direction. I rarely make two cards in the same day.
Right.
But I did submit this lineup, George, because I'm going to be watching this San Diego State North Carolina game here in the NCAA tournament.
That's tonight, yes.
That's tonight.
Yeah.
It's at 6:10. It's in 23 minutes.
Yeah.
I've got Nick Boyd from San Diego State for more than 1.5 3-pointers made.
You know Nick Boyd?
I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know the kid. I know I've got Jared Coleman Jones from San Diego State for more than 3.5 rebounds, and then on the North Carolina side, I've got R.J. Davis for more than 16 points, and I've got Van Allen Lubin for more than 6.5 rebounds. So I've got a 4-pick flex play. It's $20 to win $60. Those are my picks. Good luck to everybody playing Prize Picks.
Prize Picks, run your game. DeAndre, before we go to break, you were oohing and eyeing. I don't have the TV on the NCAA tournament game. What was going on?
So Alabama State was inbounding the ball with their it was a tie game, 68-68 with 2.7 second left.
Yeah.
The guy throws the ball on the other side of the end. The guy tips it, he catches it, and lays it in.
Wow.
For Alabama
Like a
State, yeah. So
football
they're
pass.
by 2. Full court pass, the length of
Wow.
the court. The dude caught it. It was like the ball was juggling in the air. The dude caught it and laid it right underneath the basket.
Buzzer?
No, there's still 1.0 seconds left.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. So Alabama State.
Alabama State's up by 2 right now.
See, if you're going to have these small schools nobody really knows, you got to have a good game.
Right. Have an exciting game, buzzer beater. That's cool. Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Cappy's dealer's choice that we're calling something else at some point. I don't know.
It's the real deal.
The real
It's
deal.
always been the real
All right,
deal.
Cappy's real deal. I mean, I like dealer's choice. That was
I
kind of
I like dealer's
It
choice
is
too.
dealer's
It was
choice.
very organic.
It's the seller's advantage real deal.
Then where do we put in the
Cappy's
dealer's
Yeah, but it
choice?
sounds like we're trying to sell a deal. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's not like a dealer,
It's-
like a choice.
Are there
How about-
real deals? Are there dealer's choice? Whose deal
Wait,
is it?
How about dealer's choice presented by seller's advantage?
I like that better.
Real deal.
There we go. See, let's do that.
Workshopping.
Christopher, now that you're back from the dead, you can go back to hell.
All right. Terminal H.
There you go. All right, we're back in a moment.
He came back from the dead.
Attention Lakers fans, Michelob Ultra, ESPN LA, and the Lakers are giving you superior access via Ultra courtside to a once-in-a-lifetime experience at the UCLA Health Trading Center, home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Visit UltraLakersShootAround.com, and you could win a chance to sink free throws and drain threes where your favorite Lakers players train. Winners will also get a behind-the-scenes tour and a chance to hang out with a Lakers legend. Presented by Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
21 years or older. No purchase necessary. Only open to residents of Los Angeles, Ventura, San Bernardino, or Riverside County.
That's UltraLakersShootAround.com for official contest rules.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Cardin Alleyway Hyundai Corona. Get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Plus, drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com. On approved credit, 0 security deposit, 72 payments of $1,519 for $1,000 financed. Expires 03/31/2025.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Relief from hip and back pain can be a reality when you work with the experts on a mobility and flexibility routine. That's why StretchLab was founded. Pro athletes and sports fans alike love StretchLab for our customized one-on-one assisted stretch sessions. Discover the difference a good stretch can make, because when your body moves better, you feel better and live better. Visit your local StretchLab today or go to StretchLab.com and use code FAN10 to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, receive an additional $10 off.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Final segment of the program. Thanks to Dave McMiniman for stopping by earlier. Excellent work by the team in the back, social media. Don't forget, Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky is coming up next, right after us here. Jack?
I mean, you're giving that 1 second in between Jack and the time Bob Seger picks it up to sing Hollywood Nights.
It's like a pregnant pause.
Yeah, it's not like you take it right there till the very end, and it's like a question mark about whether or not you're going to make it. You kind of give us that little 1 second to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of right before Bob hits the notes.
Right,
yeah.
That's right.
All right, Cappy, it is your Seller's Advantage Dealer's Choice, or Dealer's Choice presented by Seller's Advantage. However we're going to frame this, but go right ahead.
So it's not the Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage?
I don't know anymore, man. Just go.
Hey, if you want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. George, I don't know if you were watching last night, but did you happen to see the Heat were playing the Knicks.
I did not. I was. We had
dinner.
We had dinner, so I missed that game. Yeah.
Okay. Heat were playing the Knicks, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but the Knicks annihilated the Heat last night, 116.
A lot of people are the last week. Yeah.
Yeah. 116-95 was the score, but that was not the story of the game.
Oh, are you talking about Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan, comedian, SNL alum,
friend of Jay Moore,
close friend of Jay Moore.
Asked Jeannie if she was a dancer.
Right. When
on
Jay
the Lakers,
Moore,
Laker girl,
when
Are
Jay
you a
Moore,
Laker girl?
right, not a dancer, a Laker girl. When Jay Moore took Jeannie Buss to SNL's 50th anniversary, and he ran into Tracy Morgan. Jeannie says to Tracy Morgan, "Hey, why don't you come out for a Laker game?" And Tracy Morgan goes, "What are you, like a Laker girl dancer or what?" And apparently either A, thought that was funny, or B, literally had no idea that Jay Moore was married to the owner of the Lakers.
Right.
So the story of the game last night, though, was not the Knicks win. It was not annihilation of the Heat. Tracy Morgan is sitting courtside, and my man pukes all over the floor.
Yeah, there's pictures everywhere.
And I mean, these are
projectile. Yeah.
Right. These are pictures like somebody caught him, or they freeze framed it.
Mid vomit. Yes.
Mid puke. Yeah. I mean, it's coming out of his mouth. It's already landed on the floor, but there's a full stream of puke from the floor to his mouth.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Cappy, did you seek these photos out, or did you stumble across them?
I stumbled across them on Twitter, but once I saw them,
Did you
then
Google,
I had to
like
go
Tracy Morgan puking?
Then I had to go into a rabbit hole and deep dive into Tracy. Because then what happens is after Tracy Morgan pukes all over the place, they took him out Paul Pierce style.
Right, in a wheelchair, yeah.
Right, they took the brother out in the wheelchair, right? And so then everybody's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And like, I don't know, not long thereafter, he's in the hospital. And he's connected to all these devices, and he's got wires all over him.
He took a picture for everyone to see. Yeah.
Says he had food poisoning. I don't know. Food poisoning. Who the hell knows what happened?
I mean, why don't you believe him?
I don't know. Who knows? I'm not saying I don't believe him. I don't know what the hell the deal was. But here's what I do know. First of all, unbelievably embarrassing.
Food poisoning could have come out a different direction.
See? Maybe that's why there's a question. Look.
No, I'm saying it can come out of either direction. So.
Well, here's what I'll say. Yeah. Unbelievably embarrassing. Okay.
I don't know. Do you think Tracy Morgan is embarrassed by anything? Like,
well,
I
mean,
like that's kind of his thing. Like he's not really embarrassed by anything.
It's also a good thing to go viral, Yeah. So again, I
no
think
pun
to myself,
intended.
right? I think to myself, Stephen A's sitting courtside and LeBron comes for him. Like, what can I do to go viral? I could easily puke on the court. Easily. No problem.
Yeah, but the difference is they're not going to take you out in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to look after you in a way that's going to be helpful for you, I think.
Wait, you think that the only reason they took Tracy Morgan out is because he's like a, I don't know, B-list celebrity now?
I mean, I would never call him a B-list celebrity. I mean, he was on a hit TV show for a really long time.
I think he's a B-list. I think that's accurate.
I mean, I'm a D-list.
He's
nobody.
not A-list.
You're not
I'm a D-list.
You're
nobody.
not even on the list.
Right, I'm an F-list. I'm a Z-list, okay? I'm a nobody.
You're honorable mention.
But here's the thing. When I saw this, I felt so bad for him, and at the same time, I thought to myself, oh my God, this could happen to me. Like, this is just the kind of thing that could happen to me.
Right.
Where I'm fine, everything's cool, I walk out, I'm sitting courtside, and the next thing you know, I just start puking everywhere, and now they got pictures of me,
I almost texted the group chat, Cappy, this would be you.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that could happen to me, sadly. No control over it. Like, oh, I don't feel good. I better run to the bathroom. Nope. Right here, right now. Stop the game, bro, for Tracy Morgan's puke all over the court.
Well, that goes to show you he's A-list because they wouldn't do that just for anybody.
I guess not. So. I still think B-list, but okay. But I guess if you've got courtside seats at a Knicks game, you are kind of A-list.
Yeah, you don't get on there if you're not A-list. All right, we're done here. Excellent work, Lindsay, the crew in the back, DeAndre, Cappy. Great job. I'm glad we figured out your Spectrum situation.
Well, we haven't figured it out yet. When I execute, that's when it'll be done.
Right. Thanks to Dave McMiniman for stopping by. Andy Kamenetsky and Lakers Talk is next. See you.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and